She said, give me your phone number. Never mind that they have my account, right? They must have the phone number. I just didn't feel like it. I didn't want her blowing up my phone at 10 o'clock at night. I said, Alicia, give me your phone number. Nope, no can do. Why can't you do that? Because we're in the midst of a pandemic, yo. Are you unaware of that, Mr. Prospect?
Yo.
We have disabled our incoming lines, but our outgoing lines still work. So why don't you man up, grow a pair, give me your phone number, then get your ass back to the downgrade line, the downgrade list where you also belong.
Get your ass to Moss.
Oh, Alvy. True in West LA. Austin should use picture-in-picture. Signed 1996. Man, I love that feature back in the day. Was that great? PIP. I don't know, man. Why don't you just flip over during commercials? Or why don't you tell her? Try that, Austin. Why don't you try telling the fiance, we'll switch over during the commercials? How are we out of time? This was really important. Joel Harm, 73. Quote, dude, this is the best advice for young clones ever. The radio man is helping, not hurting. I know, right? I'm trying. Psycho Kitty Dave tweets, this is the best ATP ever. Granger can help you if you let them. So can the Capital One Venture Card. You can earn 100,000 bonus miles that you can actually use. Redeemable for vacation rentals, car rentals, and more when you spend 20 grand in your first year. What is in your wallet? Limited time offer. Terms do apply. See CapitalOne.com for details. CapitalOne.com for details. I got to get out fast. Thank you for listening. Have a great day. See ya.
Yeah, I lost my job, but I'm working out my anger. Chopping wood.
Hun, we still don't have a fireplace?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, we're all feeling it. Monster has a better way to work through this. Millions of jobs are waiting at Monster.com.
Napa know-how.
At Napa, we've teamed up with AAA to save you 20% online or in-store. That's why they call us the Savings Dream Team. Okay, we're the only ones calling us that. But it's true. Your AAA membership can save you 20% at Napa. So we're basically superheroes with the most specific power ever, saving you 20%. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
20% off regular retail prices with valid AAA membership card. Offer ends 10/31/20.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt? Get ready for a toll-free hotline. Take advantage of new IRS tax forgiveness programs. Call Civic Tax Relief for free information now. 800-841-0908. 800-841-0908.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is the home of the best margaritas. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Tuesday for the Gulp of Mexico. A huge 46-ounce lime margarita for only $6.99. On Thursdays, relax and enjoy half-price pitchers of Chico's house margaritas. Choose from lime, strawberry, blood orange, raspberry, or peach. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
Your CBD store in Greenville has the highest quality CBD products in the country. Your CBD store is the first and only brand that carries USDA certified organic products such as gummies, honey sticks, and high absorption water-soluble liquids, which are all made in the United States. They even offer products for your pet. The educated staff will help you answer any questions, and you can stop in anytime to get a free sample. Your CBD store, locally owned and operated, open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6, right beside Duck Donuts in Greenville.
Hey guys, are you tired of tagging along with your wife or your girlfriend when you need a pedicure or manicure? Do you feel intimidated being the only guy in a female nail salon? If so, then I have the solution for you. The Man Cave is now open. I'm Amanda and I've opened the Man Cave to give men a spot just for them and for their grooming needs. Come relax in our comfortable masculine atmosphere and enjoy some free drinks and snacks during your nail service. The Man Cave, next to Lighting by Design on Fire Tower Road in Greenville.
There have been many changes in the automotive world. At Phelps Chevrolet, the Phelps boys are here to take care of you. Mike, Daryl, and 4 of Mr. Phelps' grandsons, Wade, West, Allen, and Clay. You see, things at Phelps remain the same. The Phelps team has served Eastern North Carolina for over 50 years. We make your visit easy and fun. We are your neighbors, and that's what neighbors do. Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville. Like Mr. Phelps' great-granddaughter says, come in and get you one.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. Too many greats are passing away. I'll have some thoughts right after this.
Hi, this is Luke Kuechly. Last season, I was captain on defense. This season, since so many of us will be watching football from home, I'm football watching with Pepsi. And you know me, I pour everything I've got into it. All right, football watchers, let's do this. Opening click-offs. Here we go. Click on, click off. Click on, click off. Stretch that thumb. You can't have finger fatigue bringing you down in the postseason. Nice job. And my favorite, second half sip-offs. Pepsi's up, lift, pull, open. Ice cold Pepsi and watching football. Nothing better.
It's not game day without a delicious, refreshing Pepsi, the official soft drink of the National Football League. Head to your nearest retailer, grab your Pepsi before kickoff, then sit back, relax, and cheer on your favorite team. Pepsi, made for football watching.
Hall of Fame baseball players Bob Gibson and Lou Brock, relief pitcher of the Los Angeles Dodgers Ron Perranoski, and professional wrestler Animal of the Road Warriors have all passed away in recent weeks. It hits home to me because the three baseball players were all guys I looked up to when they were playing in the 60s. And Animal, real name, Joseph Laurinaitis, was only 60 years old. He was also known as James Laurinaitis' dad, the Ohio State All-American football player who played 8 years in the NFL. You may also remember Bullet Bob Armstrong, another pro wrestler out of Charlotte, who performed for WCW. He passed away, too, at age 80. Life is way too short, and it goes by far too quickly. Our heroes are mortal, too, just like all of us, but it's still tough to lose them, and sad, too. Here's to enjoying every day. Come on back next time, and we'll visit Inside the Booth.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
You can paint this one purple!
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Hello everyone, welcome in to Pirate Radio Live on a Tuesday. Clip Brock here with you inside the Pirate Radio studios and coming to you on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We're live online, PR927FM.com, and you can watch us on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Coming up on today's program, in about 15 minutes, we'll check in with WITN Sports Director Billy Weaver, talk about ECU's victory over South Florida on Saturday. Look ahead to the Navy game coming up this Saturday. Go around the world of college football, NFL, and NASCAR with Weave. Just a little bit here in hour number one. Hour two, Mike Mullis is going to drop by the Pirate Radio studios, talk some playoff baseball. The Braves up 1-0 in their series with the Dodgers. Game 3 between the Astros and Rays tonight. Astros need a win to get back in this series. Tampa Bay up 2-0. We'll talk about that and some football with Mully coming up around 4 o'clock. 4:30, Stephen Igoe is in. We'll take a look at ECU's depth chart this week as they head into Navy and talk about all the news and notes heading into that football game coming up noon Saturday at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. And along the way, we'll hear from Mike Houston. Got some of his comments from today's Zoom press conference. Got that. And Shirley, are we opening up the booty bag twice today?
Yes.
Okay.
It is a 2 for Tuesday in the booty bag.
An old twofer. All right, we'll do that in our...
Why don't we do one in hour 2, one in hour 3? How about that?
There you go. 1 in hour 2, 1 in hour 3. Chandler Honeycutt's here. Glenn Griffin producing. Chandler, come in here for a second. I need your help with something. As we start today's program, have a seat at the mic.
And
do you want me to tell you what we're getting from the booty bag today?
Do that while Chandler sets up.
Okay, so in hour 2, you'll have a chance to win a $40 gift card to Familia.
Whoa!
We'll throw that out there. And in hour 3, you'll have a chance to win a Captain Special car wash from Pirates Cove Car Wash.
All right. Awesome. Giveaways coming up. So hour 2, Familia. Hour 3, car wash right here from your friends at Pirate Radio. All right. We start today's show by wishing a very happy birthday.
Oh, yes.
To Shirley Rhodes.
Yes.
And to do that, we have to sing happy birthday.
Oh,
and Chandler loves to promote his karaoke ability.
Yeah.
So I got the voice in here with me to sing. Glenn, would you like to participate? You're not? Okay, give Glenn a mic.
I'm going to sing it in my country music tone.
Okay.
I thought I was coming into the principal's office a while ago. That's what it kind of...
Get in here.
Yeah.
No.
Get your butt in here now.
Your record is flawless, Chandler. All right, let's all sing and sing along, folks. If you're tuned in at home, happy birthday to Shirley Rhodes. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Shirley. Happy birthday to you. All right.
Well done.
Happy birthday, Shirley.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate that.
The producer, the ultimate utility player here at Pirate Radio, Shirley Rhodes, whatever you need. And that includes like maintenance. If there's a problem, it's not going to be me grabbing the wrench or screwdriver to fix it.
If you need a light bulb replaced, if you need a door handle replaced.
Yes, and we did recently.
She went and yanked the carpet out of the Washington station
by myself
when it was post-hurricane. I forget which one it was, though. But we had some flooding problems, and she went down there and got the job done.
Yeah. That's the kind of worker we have in Shirley Rhodes.
And I think
I nearly died doing that.
And I think
it was so hot.
And I think Glenn Griffin put it perfectly on Twitter. She is truly the heartbeat of Pirate Radio.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I just do my job. That's all.
Do your job and a lot more jobs. All right, Shirley, happy birthday. We'll move on with the program. And now let's talk about me. I'm a Braves fan, so I'm happy today.
Let's talk about. Oh,
want to talk about number one and mine, oh my.
Well, you got to be feeling good about tonight since Clayton Kershaw's been scratched.
Yeah, it appears he will be able to go at some point in the series, potentially Game 3, but not tonight, my friends, as Clayton Kershaw has got scratched. I believe Gosselin will be pitching tonight. Ian Anderson for the Braves, who lead the series 1-0.
I think it's gasoline because I heard he throws gas.
Oh, nice, Chandler. Okay, your job in here is done.
Okay. Well, I can't even hear myself.
You can stay.
Oh, I can't hear myself in the head. Well, there we go. Oh, yeah. That's perfect.
All right. You feeling better now?
Oh, yeah, a lot better.
Last night, the Braves exploded in the 9th inning. A home run from Austin Riley. Ozuna knocks in Acuna. And then a dinger from Ozzie Albies. And Atlanta wins 5-1. In that game, Walker Buehler got the start for the Dodgers, and he went 5 innings, gave up 1 run, struck out 7, did walk 5. So, I mean, decent outing for him. But during the game, Walker Buehler's pants was trending on Twitter.
Was it not his day off?
Okay, you really... No. What is happening right now? Chandler is on fire, kind of, today. Hey, at least he cracks himself up. That's all that matters, right? Walker Buehler's pants. He did not have a day off. He got the start yesterday, Buehler. And his pants were really tight. And they were, like, tight on the thighs, on the rumpus, like, on the ankle, like, all over. They were, like, painted on, Shirley.
Oh.
Yeah.
So basically,
if he breathed funny, he was going to split his pants.
But I guess that's how he prefers to wear his pants in a big ball game, as Mark Lindsay would say. Now, this was like a topic on Twitter, pants, and like that's funny. But it also made its way into the post-game Zoom press conference. And Walker Buehler was actually asked about this, and he was not too happy about the question. Let's play that.
Walker Buehler's pants were trending on Twitter tonight.
Probably not the time or place, Michael.
Thank you, Walker.
And he bolted out of the press conference. Probably not the time or the place, Michael.
Well, I mean, okay. Coming off a loss, I guess, is fine. You know, I can get the attitude, but at the same time, if you're going to wear your pants that tight, you better expect someone to say something about it.
I don't know. That's I probably would not have asked that question. In a win, I would have. In a loss, I don't think so. I like the mic.
Do you think Mark Lindsay would ask that question?
Hey,
since it was a big ball game,
Walker, your pants are a little tight tonight. People were talking about it on MySpace.
You know who would ask that question?
Who?
Tyler Feldman. After a loss, without a doubt.
By the way, Tyler Feldman scheduled to appear 3:00 on Thursday on Pirate Radio Live. We'll ask him if he would have asked Walker Buehler about his tight pants. Play it one more time, Shirley.
Hey, Walker. Walker Buehler's pants were trending on Twitter tonight.
Probably not the time or place, Michael.
Somebody compared it to when Dwight yells for Michael on The Office. Michael! Not the time or the place. Michael! Michael!
Security!
Michael! So that's a funny moment from the well, depending on your perspective. Not funny for Buehler or Dodgers fans. Funny for me as a Braves fan. And Shirley, by the way, happy birthday and all, but can I leave the show early today so I can get home by first pitch?
What?
Just throwing it out there. Yes or no? I mean, you make the call.
I hate to do this to you, bud, but I'm going to have to pull rank because I got plans for dinner tonight after the show.
Okay.
It's my birthday, man.
Yeah, I know, but what does that have to do? You got plans after the show. I got plans like at 6:05.
And
it was
no. Between you and I hate to do this to you, bud. You know I love you, but no.
All right, fine. I'll be here till the end.
I will leave early myself before I let you leave today.
Hey, how about this? We all leave early.
I'm good with
that. We can't do that
Bye.
to our loyal listeners. Yeah, I hate the first pitch time today, 6:05. So I'll be. I guess I'll pull up my old app, MLB app, and be watching some of that. Listening to that on the way home.
Oh, by the way, did you see that Walker Buehler's pants now has a Twitter account?
Oh, God. This thing's taking off. As you said, no Clayton Kershaw tonight for the Dodgers. Redbeard asked, who let the rookie at the big boy table? Why did he use his singing voice? And his great jokes, apparently.
Wait, is this Redbeard?
Yeah, Redbeard. Wants
come
to know.
on, Redbeard.
give the kid a break.
Yeah, give me a break.
And he said after that joke he can stay. So you
appreciate it.
If you've got the approval of Redbeard, you're doing things there, Chandler.
Thanks, Redbeard.
All right, what else is on my sheet? Oh, are you ready for some football?
Oh yeah,
Titans Bills tonight. Not just a game, not just a Tuesday night game. 2 undefeated teams playing tonight.
Yep,
on CBS, so you can watch it or you can hear it right here on Pirate Radio, right, Charlie?
6:30.
6:30. We'll begin our pregame for that 7:00 kickoff between the Titans and Bills. Shirley, anything at your news desk other than your birthday today?
Nope. That's all I got.
All right. So the quiet day at the Shirley Rhodes news desk. We got some Mike Houston comments coming up later on in today's show, but we got Billy Weaver coming up next. We'll take a timeout, come back, and talk to Weave. Get his thoughts on the Pirates' victory, the first one of 2020. Can they get another one coming up this Saturday against the Navy midshipmen? Got that and more on the way on Pirate Radio Live on a Tuesday. We're back with you after this.
Introducing new Domino's Carside Delivery. Now when you carry out, you don't even need to leave your car. So you don't have to interrupt your favorite song.
It's time to drive down to the rock show.
Or interrupt your kid's favorite song.
We'll be friends just for one.
You can interrupt this, actually.
Try Domino's Carside Delivery when you carry out 3 topping pizzas for $7.99 each, and we'll carry out your order to your car contact-free. Carry out only. You must ask for this limited time offer. Prices, participation, and charges may vary. Excludes XL and specialty pizzas. Crust availability varies by size. Message and data rates may apply when using Domino's Carside Delivery.
Medicare is not one size fits all, but which plan is right for you? Hi, I'm Denise Walker, and I'm a licensed insurance agent here in North Carolina. Whether you are turning 65, new to Medicare, or already have a plan, I can help you compare your Medicare options. I can help you find a plan offering low to no monthly premiums, prescription drug coverage, and a wide range of additional benefits like dental, hearing, vision, and more. Call me today at 434-531-5674 to get a no-cost, no-obligation Medicare benefits review.
It's time to get back in the saddle with Rocking Horse Ranch. Join us Saturday, November 14th for an evening filled with games and prizes to support the reopening of the Rocking Horse Ranch Therapeutic Riding Program. Rocking Horse Ranch provides a fun and unique therapy program to our special needs, cancer, and veterans community. The horses miss their favorite students and can't wait to see them again soon. And Rocking Horse cannot do this without you. Join us November 14th to get back in the saddle or visit rhrnc.com for more information. The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier American-styled restaurant and bar. Join us at the Rick House for mouth-watering steaks and the best burgers around. Check out the spicy mahi risotto or the bourbon pecan salmon. Wednesday night is date night. 2 salads, an appetizer, a bottle of wine, 2 entrees, and a dessert for just $55. Thursday is ladies' night with $5 martinis and special apps. The Rick House, American Provisions and Spirits, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville. The Rick House.
Are you trying to reduce clutter? Want to save a tree? Greenville Utilities can help. E-bill is a simple solution. Imagine getting an email letting you know your bill is ready. And with a few clicks on your computer or smartphone, you can review and pay your bill. It's just that easy. Signing up is simple. All you need to do is to log on to your account at guc.com and update your contact information and e-bill setting. You can even continue to receive a paper bill if you'd like. E-bill from Greenville Utilities. Just one of the ways GUC is here for you.
2020 certainly hasn't been the year many of us were hoping for, but one thing has stayed the same. I'm Tim Sutton with Greenville Auto World, and our commitment to our customers has never wavered. Let Greenville Auto World show you how easy it is to buy a quality used car in Greenville. We believe in fair prices, superior service, and treating customers right leads to satisfied repeat buyers. Your vehicle is a big investment, and our customers trust us to keep them up and running with outstanding service and value. With Greenville Auto World, cross from Hardee's at Bells Fork.
Hey, this is Chef David Finelli from Pop's Old Fashioned Cheeseburgers. Today I'm going to tell you about our family meal deals for 4 hungry adults. We offer Finelli's Cafe lasagna, chicken parmesan, eggplant parmesan, spaghetti and meatballs, our hamburger steak and gravy with mashed potatoes, pork chops. If you'd like to order, please go to our Pop's Old Fashioned Cheeseburgers Facebook page or our website. Choose your meal, order online, pay online, roll up, and we'll get it right out to your car. Thank you from the Pops crew.
University PC Care has been the Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. They thank you for your continued support and trust during these trying times. Many services can be done remotely and free pickup and delivery is available. As a Dell business partner and Apple authorized service provider, you can count on University PC Care for all your personal and business tech support needs. To make a remote appointment or to bring in your device for service at their Greenville or New Bern locations, call 558-1280 or go online at universitypccare.com.
This is ECU Assistant Football Coach Roy Tesh, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your personal and business needs. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back to the show. From sales to service, Greenville Auto World has all of your vehicle needs covered. Shop all their inventory now at greenvilleautoworld.net. If you're also looking for someone to service your vehicle, Greenville Auto World has a full service and repair facility. Brakes, oil changes, tires, inspections, and they can repair any kind of vehicle. Greenville Auto World is located across from Speedway at Bells Fork and online at greenvilleautoworld.net. Thanks to Tim Sutton and Jim Rogers of Greenville Auto World. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
All right, back with you on a Tuesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Got our old buddy Mike Mullis coming up later on in the show to talk some MLB playoffs. Got a couple of games going on today. NLCS 6:05 early start time for Braves Dodgers, and then coming up later tonight, it'll be Astros and Rays, and the Rays currently have a 2-0 series lead in the ALCS. You got some fans there in the NLCS, as we saw last night in Arlington, Texas. So that was a nice change to see. And when Freddie Freeman and Ozzie Albies and Austin Riley had home runs, to hear a little cheering going on. Kike Hernandez too on the Dodgers side of things. That was a fun change for these baseball playoffs. All right, let's talk some football. Head out to the Fixed NC Live line and talk to WITN Sports Director Billy Weaver, who joins us on the program. Weave, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing all right, but what? We don't talk baseball because I'm a Mets fan and you're a Braves fan, and your Braves have won 6 in a row and killing everybody. Okay, I see. I got it. We'll talk football.
I think you explained it pretty well there, actually, Billy. And we have to talk football, Weave, because we have a Pirate victory to talk about. And man, it was sweet to get one of those down. How about them Pirates? I like it. We're replacing How About Them Cowboys with How About Them Pirates, Weave.
How about them Pirates?
Sounds pretty good.
Anything but how about them Cowboys? But with that said, and I maybe we'll touch on this later before we talk Pirate, or after we talk Pirate football, but do hate it for Dak Prescott. That's all I'll say about that for now.
Absolutely. We'll get to that in a moment, though. The Pirates were able to run the football, and they did it a lot with that freshman running back, Rajee Harris, who looks like he's going to be a stud for the Pirates. At least he did on Saturday. And the stat, and Stephen Igoe sent me the numbers yesterday. I kept asking about the yards after contact, and I think Igoe is a subscriber to Pro Football Focus, and it's got all those numbers. He said Rajee Harris had 58 yards after contact on Saturday night, and that was good to see.
Yeah, he's a big fella, and we got a little taste of that during the UCF game opening the season. Late in the game, he had a couple big runs. He had if I remember correctly, didn't he have a touchdown run that was called back?
He had a long run, long run called back.
Yeah, because I remember being on the sidelines. He came right in my direction of that. And I remember looking at him going, wow, this guy's got some size and some speed to him. And, hopefully this isn't fool's gold. And I don't think it is. I mean, he had a couple really big, that 42-yard run he had on Saturday night was fun to watch. And it was nice to see the Pirates just, finally click and play a complete ball game.
Holden Ahlers has had some monster passing games, and he didn't have the gaudy numbers on Saturday, but probably his most efficient game when you look at the 3 touchdowns, the completions, and the attempts. The attempts were down, but him running the ball as well and able to get out of the pocket and on design runs, run up the middle for big chunks of yardage. He was great on Saturday, and we talk about Harris, we talk about Ahlers in the passing game, but you got to give a gold star or two to the offensive line, too.
Yeah, and you know what? That I criticized them going into this game or this past game, and I said that was one of the keys to the game. That was the key to the game offensively, and they showed up. It's hard to see how you can be so improved from one week to the next on the offensive line with there's no experience. I didn't think we would see it, but I tell you what, I'm glad we saw it, and now you just got to sustain it. Now you got to build off the momentum. You got to come in this Saturday against a team you haven't had success against, and continue that. And I think, the offensive line needs to continue to play like that. But, speaking of offensive lines, Navy's got a pretty good and very experienced offensive line. So it's going to be interesting to watch those two units perform on Saturday.
Billy, the defense gaining some confidence as well with going into the game. No sacks. They come out of the game with a lot of sacks as they were able to get after the quarterback. Now they got a completely different challenge this week and a different challenge they'll see all season defending the option, but nice to at least have a little bit of confidence going into that. Mike Houston said that they have been, at least talking about and somewhat preparing for this game ever since Blake Harrell was brought in here as defensive coordinator. So we've seen the nightmares in this matchup in the past, and we just hope the Pirates have something for them this Saturday.
Well, yeah, I hope that is the case because every coach that has been at East Carolina since I've been here has kind of had the same philosophy, and especially a guy like Mike Houston that's run the Navy offense before when he was at the Citadel. these service academies, for the most part, they run the triple option, and there's a reason for that. And typically, service academies don't get the biggest, fastest, and strongest, and you run that triple option, you kind of even the playing field a little bit when you can get out and make those blocks and misdirect and all that stuff. So, like I said, every coach that's ever been at East Carolina since I've been here, they've all been smart enough to say, okay, if we got a triple option team on our schedule, we have to, in the preseason, sprinkle a little bit of that in, because it really is. It's a you completely change gears when you go from 1 week, or actually consecutive weeks, or however many it is, until you go into that triple option week. You're playing pretty much spread style offenses in the American Athletic Conference. It was the same way in Conference USA, and you see those spread offenses week after week, and then you got to completely change gears and go into playing a triple option, which is assignment football, and the guys on defense are not used to that. So you have to sprinkle some of that in during the preseason and even weeks leading up to a game against a team like Navy. We've seen what can happen if you are not prepared and you don't play sound assignment football defensively against a team like Navy. They'll put up 70 points on you in a heartbeat.
Billy Weaver joining us. We'll be with you 8 a.m. Saturday on the Bud Light pregame tailgate. Billy Weaver will be a part of that program as we'll check in with him live at Dowdy Ficklin Stadium. I'm assuming, Weave, will you be going to the game this week?
Yeah, that's the plan.
And you'll be joined by at least a few thousand Pirate fans, and I'm not going to make a huge deal about it, like it's going to be a rowdy environment, but it will look different than it did when UCF was here. And John Gilbert was on Pirate Radio Live yesterday, said that parking will begin at 10, gates open at 10:30, and there's not going to be a tailgating, but I don't know, Weave. Maybe your walk to the stadium this time, you mentioned how lonely it was last time I remember. Maybe it won't be as lonely this time.
Well, I tell you what, I do encourage anybody that's going to the game that go ahead and get in line early, because when the first game of the season, remember there were only 350 people allowed in. I don't believe all the gates were open for obvious reasons, but the gate that I went in, which is where the press credential pickup was on the Town Bank Tower side, I had to wait a little bit, and it's for obvious reasons. Everybody's social distancing. You got to make sure, they're making sure everybody's got a mask on. You got to show your credential or your ticket, and of course they're taking temperatures, and they were also writing down, having people sign waivers that, hey, I'm not, haven't been exposed to COVID. I'm not showing any symptoms. So it's going to take you got 3,500 people coming in there, and you figure you got to go through that with every person that comes in. It's going to take a little while. So don't think that just because, there's only going to be 3,500 people there that you can show up at the last minute and get in before kickoff, because that might not be the case. So just a heads up on that.
Billy Weaver joining us today on Pirate Radio Live. It'll be the Midshipmen and the Pirates going at it again. The Pirates just one win in this series. Billy, it took a heroic effort from Dominique Davis that day. I think he went 40 of 45. He broke the record for most consecutive completions, broke Aaron Rodgers' record in that game, and the Pirates win 38-35. Skip Holtz's first game of his second season in 2006, ECU had Navy on the ropes. 28-23 was that final as Navy won. And then outside of that, Billy, the point totals for Navy in this series have been 76, 56, 45, 66, 42. So, I'm putting this on the offense this week, Billy, because I'm expecting Navy to score at least 35 points, because that's what they do against ECU. So the ECU offense is going to have to somehow try to keep up with Navy scoring in this game.
Well, it's a combination of playing keep up and stay ahead, because Navy, although they do put up a lot of points, they don't typically score quickly. Now, I say that, and we did see, I can remember the time they put up the big numbers at Dowdy Ficklin. I can remember there were a couple, I think, 70-yard runs. Those typically don't happen with Navy, but they can bust a big play on you. But staying out in front of Navy is going to be key, and kind of keeping them on the ropes, because they're not a team that's typically going to score very quickly and score a lot. They're very methodical. Like I said, they run that triple option, and they just kind of run it right down your throat, and they get, chunks of yards here and there, and they'll get short yardage situations. They get in third and short situations as much as possible. That's kind of their thing, is they try to get 3-4 yards on first and second down and make it third and short, and then run it right at you and say, hey, now you got to stop us. So, Navy is that type of team, and, East Carolina's offense, I agree. I think the onus is on the ECU offense to keep up.
Billy, a bit of a unique Saturday last week. You had all the Triangle schools winning. You had ECU winning. It was a good day for the state of North Carolina, and really good for the Tar Heels, who now move up to 5th in the polls. And I know they're good. I know Mac Brown's, got it rolling there, but that still looks weird to me, right? North Carolina 5th in the nation?
Yeah, and what's funny about that is I actually had a conversation with a Tar Heel fan yesterday, and I said, how about your Tar Heels? And he looked at me and said, I still don't know if we're that good.
Yeah.
I think even Tar Heel fans are saying the same thing. Are we really that good? But I tell you what, Mac's there's a reason they brought him back. And he had that team in the top 10 his first go around in the mid 90s, I believe it was. And I tell you what, they're playing very well. Folks in Chapel Hill are very happy right now.
They will be heading to Tallahassee coming up this Saturday, 7:30 on ABC against Florida State, Duke, and NC State coming up 3:30 on ESPN3. We've talking about the NFL. You already mentioned it. Dak Prescott gets hurt. Andy Dalton goes in, and the Cowboys are able to knock off the lowly Giants on Sunday. But again, the NFC East takes another hit because it was rough before. And now without Dak, how good can the Cowboys be? The Eagles lose, the Giants lose, our Washington team loses on Sunday, and this conference, this division, continues to just be an embarrassment to football.
Yeah, it's bad. I've called it the NFC least all year, and it's going to be that. It's going to be a situation where I wouldn't be surprised if a sub-500 team wins that division. That's just the way they are. Of course, they're going to start beating up on each other here pretty soon, and it started this past Sunday with the Giants came out looking really good against Dallas and got out to a lead, and I thought, oh man, how about the Giants here? But Dallas came back, won that game. Like I said earlier, I'm not a Dallas fan, and I hope they lose every game. That's just the way I am, and I'm sure you can. I relate. You can relate to that being a Washington fan. It's just, what. I don't make the rules. I just follow them. That's just the way it is. Yeah. If you're a Cowboy fan, you don't like Washington. And if you're a Washington fan, you don't like Dallas. But with that being said, you hate to see anything like that happen to a guy. There was a bad ankle injury to Dak Prescott, and especially in a situation where he's got the franchise tag. He didn't sign a long-term deal with the Dallas Cowboys. A lot of their fans are very upset about that. And they're upset at Jerry Jones. But, it takes two. He was offered a 5-year deal. He turned it down. Wanted to, try and get more money here in the long run, and this could end up really biting him. It really could, and so I hate it for Dak. Andy Dalton, I think what you get out of him is they've got Tony Romo back. He spent 9 years, I think it was, with the Bengals. Was able to take them to the playoffs a few times, but couldn't win any playoff games. So he's a good quarterback, but he's Tony Romo. That's what. Wow!
All right,
they're just gonna have to deal with it.
That is his resume so far, for sure. As Marvin Lewis, AJ Green just could never win in the postseason there in Cincinnati. We've got Tuesday night football tonight. That's strange. Bills Titans. I'll be checking that out. And speaking of Dak, I guess on the flip side of that is what happened in Washington on Sunday with Alex Smith going in the game. So Kyle Allen gets knocked out. Dwayne Haskins apparently has the runs or something, some kind of stomach bug, can't get off the toilet, and Alex Smith is in, and it's joyous, happy, scared, a bunch of feelings when you see Alex, especially with Aaron Donald back there on his back testing out the strength of that repaired leg. It was kind of you watch with your hands over your eyes, right, Billy?
Yeah, I mean, can you draw up any worse conclusion or any worse scenario where your very first game back from a horrific leg injury where he had a staph infection, where, I mean, doctors thought that he might not live. I mean, it doesn't get any worse than that. It doesn't get any more serious. And then your first game back, Aaron Donald is on the other side. You got to think the guy had major butterflies, but I tell you what, it's turned out to be one of the feel-good stories of the NFL. I had followed it all during the off season and into the season, when his wife was tweeting out video of his workouts and everything. And I tell you what, that, doctors have done an amazing job with him. And I'm so happy for Alex Smith. I just hope that, that he can continue that road back. And, of course, it's a toss-up right now at quarterback for Washington. I mean, what do you do? So, I think it is a feel-good story. It's kind of funny. There was a story on ESPN. It's kind of the ups and downs and the goods and bads about the quarterback situations in the NFC East. And, they were talking about, the kind of the thrill of victory, not victory on the scoreboard, but getting back into the play and the agony of defeat with Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Definitely two different situations this past Sunday.
Let's talk a little NASCAR. Chase Elliott, the winner at the Roval in Charlotte, and that means that's all for Kyle Busch, right? I mean, he could win a race this year, but he's done with the playoffs, I believe.
Yeah, done with the playoffs. Still, has an opportunity to win a race this year, which if you would have told me at the beginning of the season that Kyle Busch would not win a race, I'd have told you were crazy.
Yeah.
And that's just for the fact that bottom line is every year that he's been on NASCAR's Cup Series circuit, he's won at least one race every year. There hasn't been a year that he hasn't. Of course, he's usually in the Final Four, what used to be Homestead, now Phoenix this year, but going into Homestead every year, he was always seemed to be in the Final Four, winning championships and in the mix, and that just ended up biting him in the end. He just couldn't find victory lane, and he had tire problems early on Sunday at the Roval, and got back and was leading the race at one point pretty late in the race, and then just kind of fell back, and so it's tough for Kyle Busch. His brother Kurt's still in the mix though. And Chase Elliott, I don't know if I had told you this, but he was the guy I kind of picked to be the guy I would root for when Dale Earnhardt Jr. retired. Everybody knew I was a Dale Jr. fan and said, well, when he retires, who are you going to go to? And it was just kind of natural to me that, I like the old school drivers. Dale Sr. was my driver before his untimely death, so it was natural to go to Dale Jr., and I always liked Bill Elliott. I mean, he was NASCAR's most popular driver before Dale Jr. was, so it was just kind of natural to go to Chase Elliott, and nice to see him have a lot of success. And he's in prime position. He could actually win a title this year.
Down the stretch we go. Of course, it's been Harvick and Hamlin with the most wins in 2020, but 3 races left before the finale in Phoenix. Kansas, Texas, Martinsville will be fun on November 1st. But how about Kansas on Sunday, Billy? 2:30 on NBC. Who do you like to win on Sunday?
Hamlin's so much fun to watch. If Hamlin and Harvick, those two guys have just been dominant this year. It's hard to count them out, and I'm never picking Kyle Busch again until he wins. And of course, as soon as I say that, like I just did, watch Kyle Busch. Now all the pressure's off and everything. Watch him just dominate at Kansas on Sunday. I mean, that's just something that would happen, of course, because I've been picking him all year. Picking him all year, and I thought there's no way he's not going to go winless this season. And now that
now you're talking yourself into picking him again. It sounds like you.
I know. It's just that, you know what? That's why I don't gamble on sports.
Right.
I can't do it because I talk myself in and out of it. And I tell you what, I'm a firm believer that that's why most people in our business don't do as well as people would think in, like the NCAA tournament bracket.
Right. Yeah.
Because we overanalyze everything. We think and we say, oh, this guy did this and they've done this before. And it's usually like somebody's girlfriend picks
the colors
bracket because she likes the uniform colors and wins the whole thing.
Right.
I mean, that's just the way it is. So, yeah. I would overanalyze the crap out of that.
You're going to take the prettiest car, and that would be the M&M's car. So you're taking Kyle Busch again. Okay, we got it.
Well, there you go. There you go.
You got it on the record. All right, we've what you got coming up this week on WITN Sports? You'll have some football and some baseball highlights tonight. Anything else on the horizon for you guys?
Yeah, keeping a close eye on now. Now that the NBA is through, the American League Championship Series and the National League Championship Series, and eventually the World Series is gonna dominate a lot of the national landscape in the NFL. And we've got a little bit of high school football. Of course, the North Carolina Independent School is still playing on Friday night, so got a good Friday night of football coming up for that. And then Saturdays, I tell you what, it's kind of everybody waiting for Saturday is what we do around here now, because it is the big thing with not much local sports going on. And although Dowdy-Ficklen Stadium won't be packed and rocking, that's what we're going to be focused on. And
some excitement added to your game day Saturday, Weave, when you can get a win. People start looking forward to it even more. So hopefully the Pirates. Yeah. Now, hey, that's a good point, because I tell you what, we had talked about this. Going 0-3 into this game is just, man, could you imagine? That would not have been a lot of fun, and the potential of going 0-4 out of the gates. And instead of now, you can even things up and kind of get right back in the mix of this thing. We've enjoyed it, man. Thanks for joining us today. We'll give you a call Saturday in the 11 o'clock hour, get a live report from you and keys to the game. All right, good. I was afraid you were going to say 8 a.m. when we start off with like pregame. Nah, not that early. Well, Jeff Charles is the early bird, and it's awesome this year. He joins me in studio for the first hour, so he's got all the energy hour one. I'm just kind of here scratching my eyes trying to wake up, but it works out good. Yeah, me and 8 a.m. don't get along very well. Jeff Charles is good at it, and Yeah. So, I'm glad you got him. I've never seen Jeff Charles without energy. Very good. Yes, exactly. Well said. Weave, thank you, man. We'll talk to you soon. All right, man. There he is, Billy Weaver, joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. Shirley is our producer and is not producing right now because she's too busy opening up her birthday gifts, apparently. Focus on the show, Shirley.
I'm sorry, and I'm sorry, Billy. But yeah, Mully just came in and brought me some very delicious treats for the show.
What a guy
for my birthday.
Mike Mullis is a heck of a dude. I've always said it.
So I'm going to go ahead and warn you, I may be in a sugar coma in about 20 minutes.
Enjoy. Bon appetit. All right, let's take a time out. We'll come back. We might have Mike Mullis join us here if he's ready to go. If not, we'll talk to him at 4 o'clock. Got some Mike Houston comments to run as well. Hear what he had to say earlier today at his weekly Zoom. That and more on the way on Pirate Radio Live. We're back with you after this.
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Representative John Bell, the Majority Leader of the North Carolina House, and it has been an honor serving the people of Eastern North Carolina the last 8 years. I've had the privilege of working with your local representatives, Dr. Perrin Jones and Chris Humphrey, as they delivered hundreds of millions of dollars in COVID relief funding to our small businesses, healthcare providers, and families right here in Pitt County. Unfortunately, their opponents are funded by radical liberal out-of-state donors that want to destroy our agriculture heritage, defund the police, and silence your voice by buying this election. This is not North Carolina. We cannot and will not let this happen. Dr. Perrin Jones and Chris Humphrey are focused on solutions, not revolutions. They will make sure your voice is heard and represent our Eastern North Carolina values. So Pirate Nation, the choice is clear. On November 3rd, please support and vote for Dr. Perrin Jones and Chris Humphrey for the North Carolina House. Strong voices for Eastern North Carolina. Paid for by the John Bell Committee.
Hi, this is Scott Muller with Clean Eats. Carol and I would like to personally thank all of you for supporting Clean Eats so well through these tough times. We are blessed to have such a great community helping us weather the storm. If you're having trouble consistently eating healthy, go to cleaneats.com and click on meal plans and give our tasty and affordable meals a try. Or stop by the cafe for lunch and let us show you just how simple and easy it is to get started and stay on track. Clean Eats, it's a lifestyle. 805 Red Banks Road, Arlington Village.
Ahoy, mateys! To keep those cars clean, you need the Pirates Cove Fast Pass.
The new Pirates Cove Car Wash and Haviland Express Lube on Glenburnie Road in New Bern is now open. Pirates Cove in New Bern is offering Fast Passes for $9.99 for new Fast Pass customers. You can visit us in Greenville on Fire Tower Road, Memorial Drive, and on East 10th Street, and get a Fast Pass for only $9.99 at the new location on Glenburnie Road in New Bern.
So we have you surrounded. Pirates Cove, the official car wash partner of ECU Athletics.
Looking for your next career opportunity? How about some extra cash to help pay for school? Your locally owned and operated Dixon Foods McDonald's is hiring, and they would love to have you as part of the McFamily. They offer flexible hours, competitive pay, and financial support to pursue your education through McDonald's Archways to Opportunity program. Come join the family at McDonald's. Don't let this financial opportunity pass you by. Please visit DixonFoods.com to apply.
Can't make it to the game? Relax. Bostic Sugg Furniture can provide you with the best seats in the house. We have the area's largest selection of Lazy Boy motion furniture in stock and ready to go. Lazy Boy recliners, reclining sofas, love seats, and reclining sectionals in hundreds of colors, styles, fabrics, and leather, all at a very comfortable price. Remember, when it comes to Lazy Boy motion furniture, we're your ticket to the best seats in the house. Bostic Sugg Furniture in Greenville.
This football season, prepare your taste buds for the most iconic sports-watching drink of all time, Pepsi. Designed to power even the most passionate of armchair quarterbacks, Pepsi has everything you need to start strong, keep you in the zone, and recover from those triumphant wins.
Before I was just your average football fan, but thanks to Pepsi, I'm a football-watching MVP. Nothing can stop me from cheering my team on to victory or overreacting when the ref makes a bad call. What do you mean he wasn't in? That looks like 2 feet to me.
With refreshing deliciousness specially formulated to keep your eye on the ball and mouth-watering fizziness to help you power through game day, Pepsi is the premier football-watching beverage.
I used to care when Mike cheered so hard he spilled nacho cheese on my carpet or wiped buffalo sauce on my new couch. But thanks to Pepsi, I'm so in the zone, even Mike can't ruin my football party. See? Don't even care.
So this football season, make Pepsi your go-to game day drink because it's the only drink made for football watching. Pepsi, that's what I like.
Hey everybody, this is David Glenn, and you're listening to my favorite station in Eastern North Carolina, Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your personal and business needs. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Well, welcome back. Atlantic Wireless is your local authorized U.S. cellular agent and now offers curbside service and free home delivery. In addition to phone service, Atlantic Wireless has a great selection of tablets and now offers home internet service. Visit AtlanticWireless.com to find a store near you. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
All right, thank you, birthday girl Shirley Rhodes. And thank you for sharing your gift that was brought to the Pirate Radio
Absolutely.
Studios. Enjoyed a smashed waffle, courtesy of Mike Mullis.
I had to look out for Cheryl.
The giver of gifts.
Yeah.
That's my boy.
That's right.
Mully, how you doing, man?
Good, pal. How about you?
Good.
Congrats.
On?
Okay.
Braves?
Yeah.
Braves?
On.
Braves, man. Braves knock off the Dodgers last night. I hate the start time tonight, Mully. 6:05.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's a bummer.
Well, I mean, whatever.
It's 2020. There's a lot of channels.
No, see, I'm actually good with it. I prefer the earlier start, but
yeah, I want to get home to watch it. It's like a real personal issue.
No, I got it. It's a little self-serving. No Kershaw tonight, though, huh?
No, he has been scratched.
Is that a good thing or bad thing?
I know, because you're going to say playoff Kershaw struggle. I'd rather not face him than face him.
Well, you're going to have to face him anyway.
Yeah.
At some point.
I'll tell you what, you get up 2-0 tonight.
Yeah.
You're feeling good.
You know, we
go 1-1, and then you got Kershaw. You're not feeling as good.
No.
I'll tell you after the game.
I'll tell you what, the TV execs right now are freaking out, thinking that they could end up with the Rays and Braves.
The Stephen Igoe predicted World Series is in play right now, Rays and Braves, and obviously Dodgers-Astros would be a ratings bonanza, I would think.
Well, and what's funny to me, and I'm impressed that Igoe came up with that, everybody at the beginning of the year that you listen to, the Rays are okay, but who are these guys? It literally reminded me of the mound conversation in Major League,
who are these guys? And, the comment that was made.
The Rays are the AL's Cardinals.
It's a great call. And I couldn't name
the dude that hit the home run off of Chapman.
I still can't pronounce it.
Never heard of him.
And they talk like they found him at a grocery store or something. I mean, so it's a bizarre kind of turn of events. That, I don't know. It's Rays and Braves would probably be pretty decent baseball. It'd be good baseball, but it still would be a lot of. It alienate a lot of folks. They would be just a complete laissez-faire.
You know what? Don't care.
No. Well, now Braves Dodgers. Braves Astros. I don't think would be as bad.
Astros people are watching to hate on them.
That's correct. And really anybody but the Rays. And you only have one other option now. So
and if you're the Dodgers, it's not like your window's closing. Really, you just got Mookie Betts. You're going to be fine. You got those young stars with Bellinger.
Oh man, they're loaded with talent.
But they've just been here so many times with a lot of these guys.
Yeah,
hadn't been able to do it.
Can't get it done. And some of that is the Kershaw deal. When he could give you what he gives you during the regular season, and you roll him out there expecting he gives you a better than good chance to win. But he's not only lost, he's gotten smoked. I don't know what his runs allowed per 9 is in the playoffs, but it's up there pretty good. So, I don't know. The other thing I found interesting in baseball today was, the White Sox let Renteria go.
Yeah, first time making the playoffs since like 08, 06, one of those.
He's that guy. He did the same thing with the Cubs. And then they canned him and brought in Joe Madden. Mm-hmm. So this has happened again with the White Sox. And then the White Sox go out and say, and by the way, we're not bringing in Ozzie Guillen, who works for them, but also has been into the postseason. All signs point, including Dallas Keuchel's text messages or tweets, that it's going to be A.J. Hinch.
Oh, welcome back. 1-year ban.
Yep.
And he's back in the game.
Yep. And and the comment was made they needed somebody that had championship experience. And what's Renteria thinking? Hey, guys, hey, did
you see what we did this year?
Like, I got you here. Yeah, I got you here in the most bizarre of times, and you're going to can me.
That is strange. And they do, speaking of good young rosters that'll be around for a while.
Again, Tim Anderson. Have you ever heard of him before this year? And he won a batting title last year.
Other than some bat flips and stuff, I really don't know what he does at all.
Yeah,
I don't know his resume.
He just hits.
Yeah. Shirley, I want to hit that cut that we played earlier. Mully, when you were a player / manager / coach, how did you prefer to wear your baseball pants?
Not like my boy wore them last night.
Okay, so Walker Buehler had them tight. They were tight all around.
There's no way those are his pants. They were obviously his pants because they were on him last night.
Yeah.
But I got to think that a manager, I almost think he lost a bet or something. There has to be, and he avoided the topic.
Well, as he should. That was a really dumb time to bring it. Well, especially the way it was asked. Hit the cut, Shirley.
Hey, Walker. Walker Buehler's pants were trending on Twitter tonight.
Probably not the time or place, Michael. Thank you, Walker.
Michael! Not the time or the place, Molly. I agree with that. Probably not the time or the place. If you win, I would address it. But after a loss, it's not like he's not in a joking mood, I don't think. Hey, your pants are trending.
Hey. Yeah, I get that, and I do understand that it was probably the wrong time and place, but it
should he have addressed it?
Is this another one of those Jose Altuve's tattoo things that we'll never know if it and what the real story is behind him trying to keep the shirt on kind of thing? I don't. Man, I don't know what he was doing. Buehler. They were not only were they too tight, they were too friggin' short, and it was brutal.
I liked, especially with my physique, I liked the Manny Ramirez baggiest that I could get.
I'm not. I don't go pajama pants. I'm more of a. I'm more of a Clemson cut is what they used to call them. Clemson was the first ones, and East Carolina used to wear them. The narrow at the bottom kind of deal. I think that's kind of more my thought.
I think Chipper I don't know. I guess people.
It's kind of what all of them used to wear.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So but even when I was still coaching, it went to more the relaxed, no elastic on the bottom, and I just not my.
What's the thing with the over the back of the heel in the spike deal? I don't get that.
That's another. There's no practical reason. It's just another fashion. Cool. I guess. It's.
You socks up or down?
I am, and I'm always, as a player, I was more high socks because we didn't have long pants.
Oh, and if you put them down, they look kind of...
So I wore stirrups.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
How old are you?
46. So I wore stirrups until I couldn't get stirrups.
Like legit stirrups?
Yeah, no.
The,
I wore double sanitary socks and legit stirrups.
Okay.
And I would even cut, if I had the long stirrups, I would cut the bottom of them and sew them together so the stirrup, the solid color stirrup set closer to the top of my cleat.
Point being, these things are important. Like how you feel, what you wear.
You look good, play good.
There you go. I remember like Little League Baseball, you would get the white socks with your jersey color that's like on the
already
sock.
Yeah, those are terrible.
I hate guys.
So bad.
Lame. Hated those.
I had stirrups when I played softball, and I hated those things because, after a while they stretch out and then they start to kind of get a little...
You have
Mully did his own tailoring, didn't he?
I would either cut them or I would take the bottom and fold them up and then wrap tape them.
Yeah, see, we had stirrups in Little League, but then by I think it was like my junior year of high school, we switched from stirrups to the socks with the stripe.
Which are terrible.
Which I didn't like because the socks were so long, they were practically knee-highs on me, so I couldn't stand it.
The only thing worse than those were when they tried to make the socks with the stirrup look stitched in the entire stirrup, not just the stripe down the side.
Yeah.
They tried to make it was awful.
It's hideous looking.
Hey, look, a kid nowadays that doesn't know what it is to put on 2 pairs of sanitaries and then slide on their stirrups and you can't.
What are sanitaries?
Sanitaries used to be the undersock, so it was kind of a thinner, so you didn't have to wear a big thick like cotton sock. It was kind of almost a not hosiery kind of thing, but they were. It was when you got that on and you got your garter belt like Nuke Lelouch, you feel kind of sexy.
All right. All right, that's why Mully's my baseball guy. Mully, another question for you. What would be, if you went out, your baseball team won a big game, what would be your ideal victory meal?
My ideal we've had some. American League State Championship, won several conference titles. Normally it's pull the bus up and eat.
Go to Golden Corral.
But that's been done.
I'm sure.
But
what would you prefer?
We may do something later. Like Tommy was great about having a spread at the ballpark where guys, we'd have somebody cook a pig or cook hot dogs, hamburgers. But I've never been in a big league position where money wasn't an object. And obviously, I think.
What if you were a college football head coach?
I think you just got to open it up and let's just go crazy.
Well, Mike Houston was asked today, Shirley, cut 10, how the victory meal was after beating South Florida, and here's what he said.
Well, I think probably it developed more than what we saw going into the game.
Okay, that is not right.
Fantastic.
There it is.
There we go.
The steak was perfect, the shrimp was solid, and the peanut butter pie was on point.
Steak?
The kids really enjoyed it.
Perfect. Shrimp solid. Peanut butter pie was on point.
Yeah, sounds great.
Never had the peanut butter pie.
And you would think any post-game meal probably until you get to the big leagues is going to involve, it's going to be pretty much steak.
Yeah.
That's kind of a safe go-to. But that's a solid meal. That's a little bit of a motivator. I found it interesting. He made the comment that we were going to have that meal whether he had to pay for it or not. Well, okay. Easy, coach. There's plenty of people that have cooked you a steak if that's what you wanted. We used to, in high school, we had pregame meals. And we would go to what was a Western Steer. Do you remember Western Steer?
I remember.
We'd go to Western Steer, and your choices were hamburger steak or hamburger steak and a salad and a potato and a piece of bread.
That's perfect for
me. All we had to do was I think we took $1, and that was all the, you lay it out, and that's the tip. Yeah, that was pregame, though. So
man, that's not bad. Remember Three Steers?
Yeah, that was, I was coming to town kind of as that was
heading out.
Yeah, maybe I was here more than a little bit of overlap, but yeah, I do remember.
We used to enjoy that spot. All right, let's take a time out. We'll come back, and we'll do more of this. Because this is working right now. We're in a good spot, I feel like.
Okay. I don't think you have to mention it if it's a good spot. I just think you let the people enjoy it.
This show is going great.
Yeah, there you
If I have
go.
to say that, it's probably not.
That's correct.
Oh, boy. All right, we're in trouble.
We'll pick it up.
All right, we'll pick it up in hour number 2. We'll talk some Pirate football. Mully's Packers, still undefeated off a bye week. And more baseball talk as well. We're back with Pirate Radio Live after this.
It's a story that started in a community like ours. Cal Cunningham grew up in Lexington, where church youth groups working at the local brickyard and McDonald's shaped his life. And now Cal's running a different kind of campaign for the U.S. Senate.
I'm Cal Cunningham. I want my service in the U.S. Senate to be about listening and going places where Democrats don't always go. That's what I learned growing up in Lexington, where we don't check voter registration before taking care of our neighbors. We believe in hard work and service, just like the soldiers I served with overseas.
Cal Cunningham volunteered after 9/11, a lieutenant colonel in the Army Reserve who served 3 tours and took on corrupt government contractors. And Cal will take on the corruption in Washington that's been rigging the system for the drug and insurance companies. That's why Cal's not taking corporate PAC money, because he believes the top 1% don't need more favors. It's regular folks who need a voice. He'll be a senator on our side.
I'm Cal Cunningham, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Cal for NC.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is former ECU tight end Bryce Williams from my friends at the Auto Store Group. If you're in the market for a quality used vehicle, then the Auto Store Group is for you. The Auto Store Group has 3 locations and over 150 quality used vehicles to choose from for all budgets. Shop their entire inventory today at theautostoregroup.com. The Auto Store Group, your hometown store and Pirate owned and operated for over 38 years. Go Pirates!
Hey guys, listen up. The next 30 seconds is very important because we have an announcement. Shimmer Boutique is your one-stop shop to make you look good and thoughtful. This is Ashley at Shimmer Boutique. We specialize in men's and women's apparel and also carry the biggest selection of local hats and jewelry. From Yetis to Hey Dudes, this is the place for you. Did I mention we also have free gift wrapping? Come check us out at our new location on Greenville Boulevard behind Starbucks. Shimmer is your one-stop shop for the whole family, and we will always make your shopping experience easy and fun.
You know, texting while driving is dangerous. That's not new information. Yet most people admit to doing it anyway. Drivers are 23 times more likely to be involved in a car accident while texting. Know the facts and wait to text. The danger is real and it applies to you. Auto Owners Insurance. The no problem people. Information provided by Virginia Tech Transportation Institute.
This is Norm Bryant with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates.
Hey Dad, what's for dinner?
How about CPW's?
Is that the restaurant with the really good lasagna?
It sure is.
Is that the place we got the awesome meat pizza?
Yep, that's the place. Should we do dine in or take out?
I'm tired of eating it. Let's go there!
Just say no to cooking tonight and bring the family, or make it a date night at CPW's. CPW's is open daily at 3 p.m. and has been serving the Greenville community since 1995. CPW's in the Food Line Shopping Center near the hospital.
Let us help you get back to business.
This is Donald Stocks
And Justin Judge of PIP of Eastern North Carolina.
We're ready to assist your business with branded PPE. Would you like face masks with your logo? We can do that. Plus custom social distancing signage.
Now is the time to ramp up your marketing efforts. Whether it's cutting edge, contactless, touchless marketing, or traditional direct mail, we can do it all.
We are PIP of Eastern North Carolina.
Summertime is here with hot temperatures, thunderstorms, and hurricanes. It's easy to recognize pests invading your home, but a lot of people forget about moisture destroying your home's crawl space. Pest Tech is celebrating its 20th year protecting your homes using dehumidifiers, professional grade liners, and most importantly, our licensed and highly trained technicians. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com for a free estimate on moisture control and the other silent destroyer, termites. Trust your home to the best. Pest Tech of Greenville, your East Coast exterminating professionals.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Banking is banking until the service is not the same. This year has been unusual, but at Select Bank and Trust, they have continued to focus on what has always been important to them, their customers. Wouldn't you like to deal with a bank that is responsive to your needs, can make local decisions, and cares about you, the customer? Try Select Bank and Trust. Bank local, bank select. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
All right, thank you very much, Shirley Rhodes. Welcome back into the program. The birthday girl, Shirley Rhodes. Chandler Honeycutt here. I'm Clip Brock, and Mike Mullis hanging out inside the Pirate Radio studios. And we'll have Stephen Igoe coming up at 4:30. And a lot more Mike Houston comments to get to that are regarding football and not the team meal. All right, during the break, Mike Mullis was fat-shaming me and a player in the KBO.
It's not true. It's not true, Clip.
No, you saw a guy in the KBO this morning who
he was just a very casual-looking guy. Like you wear your shirt tail out. He's, you kind of let your hair kind of. Yeah, I mean that's kind of what he was. But he is 6 foot 216, so that's not.
Oh, okay. But for a baseball player, he just looked bigger, and
he just
had the shirt tail out. And you said and guess what? People love him, right?
Oh man, they were going crazy, and he took two just awful swings, and then hits a bullet up the middle. And anyway, yeah, it was. But as soon as I saw him, I was like, yeah, I need to mention that. His name is, if you're interested, is Kang Bak Ho.
Okay,
maybe
cool name.
Yeah, Kang Bak Ho. But anyway, I love the KBO. We've talked about it several times. You saw a sacrifice today. Saw a bump for base hit.
That's how Mully likes to start his morning. What sacrifice?
Well, I mean, but so even the commentary on Major League Baseball's been it's just who's out home running who.
Yeah,
you can't.
Braves hit 3 last night. Dodgers hit 1.
That's the deal.
Pretty much it.
That's the game.
Although there was one RBI on a base hit, or RBI, and that was from Marcelo Zuna, which brings me to my next question for you, Mike Mullis. When you got a base hit, what did you do when you got on first base?
Went to first base.
Did you mix it up?
No.
Did you moose ears?
No.
Talk to your God?
No. I went to first base and listened to the coach. And
what? That's not no.
Got my signs.
That's not baseball.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, man,
I'm fine with it all. It's out of control when it's every single.
You know what? In my opinion, it started back with the Texas Rangers that had Josh Hamilton was on that team, but gosh, I can't remember the little the middle infielder, really good player.
Kinsler?
I almost want to say like Royce Clayton, but that's not right. Anyway,
Elvis Andrews,
he get on and do the moose ears and then it just started catching on, and and then the Ezekiel Elliott thing with the feed me, you see that everywhere now. It's like it's so he should have, if there was any way, I don't know if there was a way to patent that or excuse me.
Was that real? The Zeke tattoo? Let me Google that real quick. He got the tattoo on his belly.
Well, the listeners can't see that, but it's worth looking up.
Zeke Elliott tattoo. I just want to make sure, because you see things, you don't know if they're real or not, right?
So I'm sure if you look it up on the internet, it'll definitely be real.
That's a good point. He's got "Feed Me," and I'll let you see it there. All right, there on his belly.
It's real because he did a post-game interview, and
he showed it.
He had.
So he's got it trademarked on his body.
You know what? And Chunky Soup is missing out on a great opportunity right there.
I like the way you think, and this is why you're successful, Mully. You think beyond the.
That would have been a great one. That would be a great commercial.
Mully sees dollar signs everywhere he looks. Possibilities.
Maybe possibilities, not necessarily dollar signs.
All right. So where are we? Anything else with baseball? Dodgers, Braves at 6:05. Rays, Astros tonight. Rays lead at 2-0 over the Astros. Very interesting.
And I don't know that the Astros have enough, especially now. It kind of looks like it's getting into Altuve's head a little bit. He's yippy a little bit, playing defense. 2 errors last night.
I've heard, and I didn't really know this till this year that it was a thing, but like how emotional he is and how much he cares about what others think about him. And I don't know if it was just said because he was awful this year during the regular season, but how he hates that now he's a villain and like it's got to his psyche and all that. I don't know.
I mean, you would have to be, in my opinion, it would take a special person to not have that to bother them. And I don't mean special like a great person. I mean,
everybody hated me. I probably wouldn't feel good about it.
Yeah, somebody that would have to be almost devoid of emotion. They would just have to, go, well, screw, or you have to have the person like, I don't know, maybe like a John Rocker or something that liked being the villain.
Like Max Scherzer, I don't think he's a bad guy, but when he's on the mound, like, have you seen him when he's like cussing at himself and doing all like? Well, what makes him blocking everything out and just going out and playing?
What makes it worse for Scherzer is the multicolored eyes. So he always looks like he's really
freaky
and just about to lose it.
All right, let's talk some football, Molly. How about the Pirates?
How about that, man? Big win. How about them Pirates? I had a comment made a little earlier, and I'm not going to mention anybody's name because I don't know if they would want me to put it on the air, but a great point that maybe this is the year that the Pirates find a way to take down their nemesis teams.
ECU Revenge Tour 2020. So they got South Florida, who they had only beaten once.
So Navy's up next.
The midshipmen, who they've only beaten once.
There you go. So maybe we have a theme here.
Tell that whoever you were talking to get up with me. I need some good talking points for the pregame show.
Yeah, maybe have him call in to the pregame show.
Yeah, now the Navy's a little bit of a different animal. I ran over the scores earlier that they have put up on the Pirates. In the win over Navy in 2011, ECU scored 38, had that great performance by Dominique Davis, who broke Aaron Rodgers' record.
That's correct.
Of the most consecutive completed passes. Navy scored 35 in that one. Skip held Navy to 28 in 2006 in a 28-23 loss. The other scores in those games for Navy, Mully, 76, 56, 45, 66, 42.
So you're saying take the over?
Yes, I'm saying that. And I'm also saying that this one's on the offense. They already know they got to score 40 to have a shot. So,
you know what I love to hear people talk about too is, obviously the triple option. Okay, we know they run the triple option. And then the next comment is, well, why doesn't East Carolina run? You can't recruit to the triple option. It's just not going to happen. It's very different at a service academy where you're not necessarily recruiting athlete first.
5-star guys.
Yeah, you're not recruiting athlete first kind of people. So folks, it sounds great, but you look at what happened to Georgia Tech's program for the longest time, trying to run something very similar.
And Navy, like, it's the best chance they have to win 8 games and go to a bowl, right?
Sure.
To run that kind. And they could try to run a conventional offense and might win 2 or 3 games, but what they do and the way they perfect it and nobody else sees it, that's their leg up on competition.
That's like if you take it over to baseball and you go out and face that left-hander that throws first pitch breaking ball, top fastballs about 81 miles an hour. If he threw any harder, he'd get killed, but you don't work on getting ready for that guy.
And it's so frustrating because over the years, ECU has kind of struggled with that guy.
And everybody does.
Like a game 3 starter on the weekend or something that just lobs it up there left-handed.
And it's not even
the timing's off.
It's not even that it's the lob. It's the indecision and the fact that when you get in a cage and you're taking your reps, you are not, if you're like hitting off the machine, you are not getting in the machine saying, "Hey, set that on 78."
All right.
You're facing a little velo. It's a different look.
You're used to like a baseline, like an average pitch.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And that's you asked last week or last time I was on about approach. That's what approach becomes critically important, is that you have to know, hey, we're going to have to wait this guy out. That is a guy you take what he gives you. And I'm going to tell you, if you count on the home run, you're going to get beat by that guy.
And, I've asked some of the guys, I think Evan Krasinski and others, about, scouting and in minor leagues and Major League Baseball and things like that. And he said how much, I was kind of surprised, I guess I shouldn't be, how much the scouting was more in depth in college than it is with minor league baseball. Minor league baseball, there's so many different players in and out.
Too many moving parts.
College, he talked about the great job that his pitching coaches did here, the assistants, Cliff Godwin himself, that they had them prepared for, for Evan's case, the batters he was going to see. For Packard and Brickhouse's case, the pitchers they were going to see on the weekends.
No, and it is this preparation, especially as these guys get better. Can you imagine going and facing crews sight unseen? So you roll out there and you're dealing with mid-90s right off the bat, good slider. I mean, you're having to deal with those things right off the bat. We had a kid at Pitt years and years ago. Several years ago, Daniel Martin. I'll never forget him. Little left-hander, man. He could flat out pitch, had some moxie up there, could control the running game. But he was just a guy that you would listen to the other team and they would foul balls off and pop balls up and whatever, and they all felt like they were so close to getting him. And we would play 7-inning games, doubleheaders. So after 7 innings, he's thrown 85 pitches. He's got a 4-0 win. Maybe walked a guy and picked that guy off, and we were on to game 2. So those guys have success. There's been guys at East Carolina that we've seen over the years. Coming right to mind is Brooks Jernigan, going way back, or ways back, but he was a guy that had success because he would compete, and he would pitch backwards, and he was the guy you just don't get ready for that guy.
Mike Mullis joining me inside the Pirate Radio studios. We got to some baseball talk while I was setting up football. We went
triple option.
ECU.
We were just talking about the anomaly offenses or defenses in all of sport.
Shirley, let's hit Mike Houston's opening comments. This is a great summary of 2020 and the way things are going with Zoom press conferences and everything. Let's hear what he had to say.
Obviously excited to get a big win on the road this past weekend down in South Florida. Very pleased with our preparations last week. Very pleased. All right, sorry guys, just got kicked off. Very, very pleased with the preparation going into the weekend. Pleased with the way the kids handled everything last week, and obviously that was reflected in the way we played on Saturday evening. So, liked a lot of things we did. Certainly, we had a lot of things to correct coming out of that game. But at the end of the day, just really excited to get a win on the road.
All right, Mike Houston talking through it, making adjustments on the fly. That's what you got to do. You got to adapt and overcome.
Let me ask your opinion on something, Clip. Better team, USF or Georgia State? Because I would, and because you bear down and have to watch the games because it's part of your preparation.
Georgia State has taken Louisiana to overtime,
right,
and beat the brakes off of ECU. Went to a bowl last year. South Florida is in an admitted rebuild. I think Georgia State's clearly better. I still don't like that when I hear Georgia State, we're going to look back and say they were a pretty darn good team. Yeah, but to beat ECU by 20 the way they did, we should have competed better than that if you're ECU.
Yeah, that was a manhandling.
But to answer your question, I would say if the Panthers and Bulls played, I would take the Panthers.
Okay. Yeah,
I think South Florida's defense isn't bad, and ECU took it to them.
Yeah, it's hard to call, and you look at those games, and you still, it's kind of weird because of our affiliation and because of how closely we've had to see South Florida over the number of years and all the impacts that's had on the program at East Carolina with Skip going there and whatever else.
Right.
It's almost, in my mind, they're similar but not on the same scale as like Florida State, where the reputation, the name still kind of makes you cringe, and you think, okay, that you think they're a little better than they are because you remember when they were good.
14 years ago, was it? They were number 2 in the nation,
right?
And let's not even go back that far. Let's go back 4 or 5 years, whatever, when Quentin Flowers, Marlon Mack were scoring 50 points a game. They had a dramatic drop off.
They didn't drop, they fell.
Yeah.
They truly just fell off the earth.
And Jeff Scott's trying to figure it out in year 1.
But a win's a win, and I'm not taking anything. Oh, no, and I was going to make that point too. That is a huge deal for this program to get a conference win on the road. That's a huge step in the right direction, and again, hopefully we can build off of it and continue the demise of the nemesis teams there.
That's the talking point this week from that one guy, that random guy in Greenville.
Well, I would mention it, but I'm not going to mention his name because I don't know that
I need to talk more to
we'll talk off the air.
Let's hit Cud 9, Shirley. He talks about having some fans in the stands. There'll be a few thousand Pirate fans at Dowdy Ficklin Stadium on Saturday.
I think it's just going to be good to have more of the Pirate faithful in the stands. the last couple of games in Georgia and in Florida, and those are two pretty hotbed states right now with with the pandemic. We were able to experience, though, in those states, crowds at the games. So it's good that we're going to be able to experience that here at home in Greenville. It's still only going to be 3,500 fans or so, but at least it's 3,500 fans, and it's going to be people that are passionate about the Pirates. So I look forward to having them in the stands Saturday.
I'm interested to, see what it looks like on TV and also here. John Gilbert did say they would meet with Navy and potentially have that kind of ambiance, that noise going on, Mully, that's not really cheering or booing, just kind of a
white noise,
a hum, so to speak. But it's not going to cause a big deal for the game, I don't think. But good for the folks that can go, and good for the players to be able to make a play, look up in the stands, and have somebody to say, "Hey, get loud, let's get pumped,
get as loud as you can." Have you heard any? How are they going to pass the tickets out? Have you heard anything about that?
Yeah, it's digital, and John Gilbert was on yesterday. And if you are one of the lucky few to be picked, you got an email about it. You got your parking pass email that you can print out, and you can park at 10 o'clock. Parking lots open at 10:30. Gates open, and hopefully we see some.
So it's kind of like the lottery for the Masters. You just have to be lucky to get them.
Is that how that works?
Yeah. Matter of fact,
are you on a list?
Yeah. Every year I sign up. How about that, Masters? We're 4 weeks away from the Masters.
What season are we in again? I've asked you that before.
This is, I don't know. We've had these discussions with guys that are avid golfers, and there's really no final point of here's where we're at.
All that matters is this will be the 2020 Masters.
And look,
when you look at the
that's right. And we we got to watch Harold had a really good outing this past weekend. So he made some money. I think 125K is what I read. And people talk, why does it matter how much money you make? Look, that's how he stays around. It's all about the money dictates your ranking, and you're keeping your card and so many things. So he had a kind of a rough Sunday. Played great for 3 days. I think he was tied for second or third after the first day, and just got to get over the hump. And Sunday on the PGA Tour is a much different animal, where you have so much riding on the line.
The 2021 schedule is what I'm looking at, and it says they're back in Vegas, I guess, this week.
Yes,
Shadow
Creek. Yep.
The Zozo Championship.
I think Tiger's playing in that one.
He's the defending champion. Then October 29th, November 1st, Bermuda Championship. I'd like to be in
That'd be okay, wouldn't
it? Houston Open, 5th through the 8th, and then November 12th through the 15th, the Masters. How about that?
A tradition unlike.
And then, Mully, they do what they usually do, right? Bahamas, Hawaii.
Yeah. They go back to, I think Hawaii's like in January, and that's like the Tournament of Champions, where you have to have one to play in that. That's normally the kickoff of in my mind's eye, that's normally like the start of the year.
And we're not too far away, Molly, from the Masters, April 8th.
No, yeah, that's
that's weird to see, right? There's only like a few tournaments in between the Masters.
What's going to be incredibly cool is to see how the golf course is presented in this time of the year.
How fake is it going to be?
Man, I cannot. Again, we've had these conversations. Look, Augusta is like their own. That's their own world inside of a world. They money's not a problem. They're not going to have their reputation damaged. If they didn't think the golf course would present as it should, then they wouldn't have this tournament. It would not surprise me to see some type of blooming. I don't know if it'll be in azalea. I don't know enough about when they grow, but I know they grow in the spring because it's always around the Masters. But they
have their own ecosystem and everything. They're probably growing some.
Look, they've got heat in the ground. They keep the greens. They've got they've got it all. If it can be put in to keep a golf course plush, they've got it times 10. So,
are we going to see like jackets and like warm wear on the course?
I think you'll have to. Yeah, it's going to be very, very different.
And how about the I don't know, the sun going down any earlier and stuff like that?
Yeah, well, they'll have to.
Yeah,
because we got time change the weekend before that.
Man.
So, I would think that the rounds will start earlier.
If anybody can get that canceled, though, it'd probably be the Masters, right? Like,
we're going to hold this off. We'll do it on the Sunday after the Masters.
Right when the Masters ends.
Then you can do whatever you want to do. I think it's going to be cool. I'm looking forward to it. You're starting to see the commercials, I think also it's going to be interesting to have, again, the golf course featured without patrons, just from the standpoint of it is as big a character as anybody that's playing in the tournament.
Now, Georgia State, Georgia Southern, I mean, they've had a few fans. What's the Masters say?
Right now, none.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I think they had to make that decision based, again, off their lottery. How do you decide? Do you have another lottery on top of the lottery? I mean,
it's already one of the most exclusive events, right?
Yeah,
and then to make it more exclusive.
They limit who. I mean, they have a lottery. They give those tickets out. You buy. I think a ticket's $50 if you win the lottery, and then that they still do the things where egg salad sandwich is $2 or whatever.
Pimento cheese,
yeah, and so they are gonna adhere to the traditions of the Masters. So
is that on the top of your bucket list, Molly?
Absolutely. My sons talk about wanting to go all the time, and I actually had a really good shot at tickets this year through a friend who got 4, and then of course we get this, man. So that and I was my closest friend. We were planning on going down anyway, so but we'll make it happen. I mean, we'll get there some point. I hope it would be a cool thing.
You been to Lambeau for a game?
No, that's right there too.
Yeah,
that's right there too. No, man, now I will say I'd love to go to Lambeau early in the season.
So you're not going to go in playoff January?
Now I would go to a playoff. That's a different question.
Okay, not regular season December.
Yeah, like and I say that it would be cool to suffer through it, but
it's crazy how those people just sit there. Though,
well, but
right?
they live
like
there.
It's normal.
I guess it is normal.
So your body adjusts.
Yeah, I don't
frozen.
I don't have enough clothing for that. I'd have to go buy tons of stuff or borrow stuff or whatever. Because I am just ill-equipped for minus 20 to sit out there and drink beer and watch football. Doesn't sound like a terrible day, but the minus 20, give me something like maybe 55. That's perfect.
And Lambeau it's great. Like, it's loud, but there's no clapping involved because everybody's got giant mittens on,
right?
So it's all coming from the mouth. It's all screaming.
And I love the pictures. You see them over the history of the stadium where you can see everybody's breath. As they're screaming or whatever. That's pretty cool. So Lambeau will be right there, man.
All right, you watching football tonight? Baseball, both? We got Titans Bills.
It's a good night.
2 undefeated teams.
It's a good night, and obviously the baseball, and so and it is kind of sad. I mean, obviously the NBA's done, and how did you feel about that? Were you like?
I loved the bubble ball, but once football started. NBA is not supposed to be happening. My brain couldn't
switch gears,
so I was out on it because I watch football.
Well, I'm going to tell
Vikings and Seahawks are playing on Sunday Night Football. I'm not going to watch a basketball game over that.
Well, I think the rest of the world agree with you. I mean, their ratings fell off pretty rapidly. So
part of the reason they get ratings from casual fans like yourself is because it's nothing else on in the summer.
Nothing else to watch.
Yeah.
I will tell you, I heard probably the most asinine statement that I've heard as it relates to LeBron winning this and everybody trying to make the case for LeBron being the great. The comment was made today, and I can't remember. It was on ESPN at some point that LeBron did it by himself. Michael Jordan had to have Scottie Pippen. And Michael Jordan did it by himself.
See, are you listening to these idiots that just say things so you'll be mad in your car or whatever?
Yeah. But nonetheless, it was said. I mean, for somebody to actually say that almost discredit. No, it doesn't. That totally discredits them as a broadcaster.
It does. I mean, and LeBron, I used to root for LeBron when it was him and a bunch of nobodies. And he had to take those crappy Cleveland teams all the way to the finals by himself.
And do nothing.
And they lost, of course.
That's right.
Then he got his buddies in Miami, and they won. And if you're playing with Anthony Davis,
Anthony Davis is better than Scottie Pippen ever dreamed of being.
Yeah, see, I was almost about to make that statement, and you're probably right.
And there again, I am far more casual of a fan than you are,
and you're more 90s is better than today. Also,
well, I know I'm more. The Bulls are way better than the Lakers.
Oh, sure, they killed the Lakers.
So but and then of course the comment had to be made. Well, Jordan played only 1,200 games, and LeBron's played 1,500, and he'll probably hit. Okay, Michael Jordan also went and played professional baseball. He, there's a lot of things that don't that the times don't match up.
Much like politics, I just avoid these discussions because I really don't care who's better. I just,
Really? You don't have you don't have a strong feeling one way or the other.
I mean, they're both awesome. Like, it's okay for both of them to be awesome, right?
Everything is awesome. Yeah.
I'm living in my
your Lego world,
delusional Lego world, where
everything is awesome,
and every person is great.
I mean, you just had a smash waffle, and life
I'm
is
feeling good.
Yeah, everything is awesome.
Shirley's birthday, like Braves are playing tonight.
You know what? And I'm glad Shirley busted out the Rockford Peaches hat again. That's my favorite.
Looking good over there. Looking good.
I also saw the pictures today, Shirley, of the flashback photos of the Pirate Radio tattoo, and that I remember that clearly. And it's almost making me feel like maybe a little more nostalgic because we've kind of passed a lot of years together.
Yeah, we have
through being right here.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think back on it. That was my 10-year anniversary bet that Troy and I had. So, for those that don't know, when we first started Pirate Radio, I made a bet with Troy. I said, if we make it 10 years, I'll get a tattoo of our logo. The only deal is you got to pay for it. And so that was the bet. And then 10 years later, we were still around, and I hadn't managed to kill him. So we decided to...
We still have time.
and think back on it. That was 7 years ago.
I know, it's crazy.
So it's just it's kind of weird how time flies.
So you got the tattoo, and Ellerby paid for it. Because I know unless Troy had a gift card, he wasn't going to pay for it.
Well,
does he have tattoo gift cards floating around?
No, the best part of that, and I remember telling Clip about this, was the fact that I'm not sure, it may have been one or both, that they had never been in a tattoo parlor before.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
shocker.
so, yeah, really. And so we walk in, and this is an old hat for me. I have several. So I walked in. I'm doing my thing, setting up. I was like, I'm here for my appointment. Yada yada yada. And apparently there was someone in the very back that was getting their very first tattoo and was screaming bloody murder. And I just remember looking at Troy, and Troy's face went completely white.
He's out of his element.
And he turned and looked at me and said, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And I was like, "Dude, I've got 3. This is nothing. I mean, if you think this is going to hurt, you should see the one on my back, because that one hurt worse." But anyway, so we went in there, and Jonathan is warning Troy. He's like, there
may be blood.
There may be blood, and Jonathan, like, from the second that they started working on it, Jonathan's like taking angles of pictures of every single angle, like underneath and over and all this stuff. And I'm thinking, okay, we don't need that many. Just get a before and after. We really don't need that many pictures. And I look over at Troy, and Troy's leaned up against the door frame, just kind of sitting there. And I'm kind of looking at him like, "Are you okay?" He's like, yeah, I'm fine.
Did he not ask the guy a million times about the needles? Like,
yeah,
did you clean those? Are those?
I don't remember if he asked that, but I do remember about 15 or 20 minutes in, he excused himself and left, and I didn't see him again until after, and it took about an hour maybe or 45 minutes, close to an hour, somewhere between 45 minutes to an hour to get it done. And at the very, very end, just when he got done, is when Troy showed back up. And I don't know if
he's feeling a little woozy.
He was feeling a little woozy, or
that's Troy D. God love him.
But it was hilarious. I remember coming back after we got it done. Clip was in here, and I walked in and I showed him the tattoo. I was like, "Dude, I wish I had a camera. You should have seen the look on Troy's face when that girl started screaming." It's like, because his face went absolutely just pale white, and was just looking at me in just complete fear, and was like, "Are you sure you want to do this?"
You got any ink, Molly?
Yeah, I got a little something.
Really?
Yeah.
How about, I might have seen. I don't recall.
No.
Oh. Whoa.
Where is
this
stamp?
thing?
No. I'm just a high school guy.
All right. You just got the one
from a previous life. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Back in his biker days.
I got more than one.
Little time. Little time in the pen. Bullpen.
Oh yeah, Molly, thanks for hanging out.
Nah, man, enjoyed it. Go ahead.
Final question. Our next guest, Stephen Igoe, on the way in. If you could compare Stephen Igoe to one hitter of today or recent memory in Major League Baseball, who would you compare him to? Or a player?
A player, as a player, Stephen Igoe was a fairly cerebral, analytical, kind of much like he is now. And I'm trying to think of a player that would maybe ring. You know what? Maybe you may have to give me some time. For some reason, I want to say Biggio.
Craig Biggio, all right, could play multiple positions.
Could kind of, yeah, but nobody worked at it harder, and we spent lots and lots and lots of hours swinging the bat back in the old Triple Crown days. So
the Craig Biggio of journalism, Stephen Igoe. Yeah. He loves being compared to an Astro. That's perfect. He loves the struggle.
Well, you know what? I was trying to think of a Mariner.
Yeah.
King Griffey Jr.
Not much of a Jay Buhner, I would say.
King Griffey Jr.
Okay,
we'll go straight to the top.
I've seen him wear a hat backwards before.
There you go, straight to the top of the mountain. I'm sure his left-hand stroke's pretty smooth, too.
All right, let's take a time out. We'll come back. Appreciate it, Mully. Enjoyed it, man. You're welcome anytime.
Thank you,
Thank you for the waffles, sir.
No, happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Stephen Igoe, a.k.a. Craig Biggio, joins us next.
Your CBD store in Greenville has the highest quality CBD products in the country. Your CBD store is the first and only brand that carries USDA certified organic products such as gummies, honey sticks, and high absorption water soluble liquids, which are all made in the United States. They even offer products for your pet. The educated staff will help you answer any questions, and you can stop in anytime to get a free sample. Your CBD store, locally owned and operated, open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6, right beside Duck Donuts in Greenville.
Hi, this is Scott Muller with Clean Eats. Carol and I would like to personally thank all of you for supporting Clean Eats so well through these tough times. We are blessed to have such a great community helping us weather the storm. If you're having trouble consistently eating healthy, go to cleaneats.com and click on meal plans and give our tasty and affordable meals a try. Or stop by the cafe for lunch and let us show you just how simple and easy it is to get started and stay on track. Clean Eats, it's a lifestyle. 805 Red Banks Road, Arlington Village.
Hey guys, this is Amanda from The Man Cave. Do you need your hair cut, or what about a beard trim? The Man Cave is the newest spot just for you. I'm the local owner, and my goal is to make sure you have a place to be pampered and treated like a man. We don't have the girly stuff. Our cave is masculine. Enjoy a game of pool or free snacks or adult beverages during your service. The Man Cave is now open next to Lighting by Design on Fire Tower Road in Greenville.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, pirates supporting pirates.
This is Stephen Igoe, publisher of HoistTheColors.net. Recruiting is the lifeblood of any college sports program, and no one devotes more coverage to the future of ECU athletics than Hoist the Colors. Want to know who's going to be the next Holton Ahlers or Jaden Gardner? We've got all the inside scoop on the Pirates' most talented recruits and top targets 24/7. Sign up now and get your first month of coverage for a single $1. HoistTheColors.net, the most reliable reporting on ECU athletics.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
Hey, welcome to Jack Brown's.
Hey, can I get a cheeseburger and add lettuce and tomato?
No, we don't have it. You can get some macaroni and barbecue chips on it, though. Greg Brady style.
Or cream cheese and jalapeno jelly.
Cobra Kai. Or bacon, a fried egg, and some cheese. Chiplet.
Or just cheese, you know, like a cheeseburger.
Cool. I'll take a Greg Brady with those new cheese fries you guys got.
Sounds good.
Oh, I forgot. Can I get us at a ranch?
No! Jack Brown's, 805 Dickinson Avenue, Greenville.
Pirate Radio.
It's going to change. I promise you. As I stand here, it will change. Okay, and when it does, that stadium, it's going to be rocking, and heaven help whoever walks in there to play us.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Quality Equipment is your full-service John Deere dealer with 27 locations to serve you. Quality Equipment is open in Winterville next to Sam's Club, or visit qualityequip.com to find the location near you. And Clip, as we head back into Pirate Radio Live, we just got a tweet just a few minutes ago that the University of Florida has officially paused all football activities as they had 19 positive tests pop up in their program. So they're currently in a pause, which is not good for Florida, considering that they are in the AP Top 25.
All right, already one SEC game off the slate for this weekend, and I want to say that is Vanderbilt, Missouri? Yeah, sounds about right. And now Florida with a pause. And it's just, week to week, this is going to pop up. It has, we've seen it in, of course, Major League Baseball. We're seeing it in the NFL because we have a Tuesday night game coming up tonight between the Bills and Titans. And it happened with Igoe's Broncos. There will not be a game this week. So the Broncos trying to figure out what to do there. And again, unless you could do a bubble like the NBA and NHL, you're going to have these things happen. So,
and let's be clear, it was the Patriots' fault, not the Broncos.
All right.
Just want to make that clear.
Let's get that out there to everyone.
But yeah, it's just, you hope each and every day, if you're a coach in the industry, you cross your fingers and hope for the best. Like Mike Houston today, you expect the unexpected. And really, it's just every day we don't really, we assume there's going to be a game, but we don't really know till you get to Friday and make it through that day and that round of testing that that the game is going to be on Saturday. So even this week with East Carolina, you can never say 100% certainty that they're going to play.
Yep, preparations are underway for Navy, of course, but until they kick it off Saturday at noon, you're kind of holding your breath and hoping there is a football game. Let's look back before we look ahead. Shirley, give me that good, bad, and ugly music because we need to recap an ECU win and do the good, bad, and the ugly, and we got a ton in the good category for ECU's victory over South Florida. Where to even start? Start with O-line? Helmet sticker?
O-line.
Mike Houston said today, did he say that this was the second game this unit all together has played together?
Yeah, yes.
I don't know how big of it. You do that for a year, you got some continuity.
Well, they always say you make your biggest improvements from game 1 to game 2. Maybe
this unit did.
Yeah, this unit did. I guess you could say they always say you make the biggest improvements as a team from week 2 to week 3.
Who says that?
Me.
Oh, okay. That's the new cliche.
Yeah. I was saying that somewhat tongue-in-cheek. But ECU, of course, I do think that has a lot to do with it. You look at last week's offensive line. Deontay Smith, once again, out, your regular starting left tackle. Nashad Strother at left tackle looked night and day different compared to what he did against Georgia State. Avery Jones, the UNC transfer, his third start or third time playing left guard, second start, he looked night and day better. I thought Fernando Fry at center looked a ton better. Right guard, they rotated Sean Bailey and Trent Holler. Bailey's a fifth-year senior. Holler's a redshirt freshman playing the first snaps of his career. And then right tackle, Bailey Malovic and Justin Chase. So, outside of Sean Bailey and Fernando Fry, none of these guys have played before. And I think it's very encouraging that a lot of those guys improved. I do think Georgia State's defensive front is more experienced and probably better than South Florida at this point in time based on just watching it live. But, I think the jump ECU made with this offensive front was pretty remarkable. I honestly thought they would not have much of a chance to slow down
South Florida in the trenches, and they dominated them. So I give the Steve Shankweiler and the offensive line a lot of credit.
No doubt. And, when you get these transfers coming in, these grad transfers, you look at like the big name school, Alabama. You got Nigel Knott coming in. You got Chase Hayden from the SEC. But the guys who have made the impact so far are the guys up front, both offensive line, and then you could say, Chris Willis on the defensive side of the ball. Those guys have made a more of an immediate impact than maybe the flashy players.
Yeah, they really have. I mean, if we go back to when ECU added the transfers, I probably would have said Chris Willis would have been the most important just because he was coming from a winning program at a position of need. But you're right, in terms of flash, I mean, how can you not be excited about Nigel Knott, a top 50 player coming out of high school, Alabama transfer, ran like a 4.35 at Alabama. And then, of course, Chase Hayden, who played well as a freshman at Arkansas. And at least we've seen Chase Hayden on the field.
Yeah, you got some highlights.
Yeah,
of the guy at Arkansas, and then you've got very few here at ECU. But and we'll talk about it in a moment. A new running back on the depth chart, above Chase Hayden now. But Nigel Knott, you mentioned him. I think going into the season that I guess just injuries and other things have been a factor, and unfortunately he's a non-factor so far.
Yeah, I mean at this point I don't. I'm expecting to roll forward with the corners they have.
Yeah.
Jaquan McMillan, Nolan Johnson, Malik Fleming, they've been on the field. They've been practicing. I don't even know if Nigel Knott is practicing right now. I don't know what his deal is. I mean, it's the mystery of Nigel Knott. It was the same way at Alabama. So until he proves that he can get on the field, then, you really can't count him as a possible factor.
How's Malik Fleming done this year?
He's done really well. He graded out per Pro Football Focus as the best player on the field Saturday.
That's ECU.
So, I mean, he's done well. I
might put something about that on Hoist the Colors on the message board.
Yeah. He's got some family members who will let you know.
This is the second family drama on Hoist the Colors message boards this season, right? Well, there was one preseason.
Yes.
Involving QBs, and now not Holt Nailers or Mason Garcia, but other QBs. And now Malik Fleming. But, hey, good to see he played well.
Mm-hmm.
And, boy, they need him right now. They need all the help they can get at that position. What was and you asked, in fact, let's hear Mike Houston, because Stephen Igoe asked him today. Shirley cut 6. Stephen asked Mike Houston an update on Jaquan McMillan, Bruce Bivens, and Josiah Hatfield.
Jaquan, being a little cautious with him, he probably could have played more in the first half. Really at halftime, got him running around there before the second half started, and he really felt good. So we let him go there in the second half, and probably we were being more cautious than anything there in the first half with him. But he's recovered from his bumps and bruises well. And so, we have him back. Josiah Hatfield continues to progress. We'll see how he does this week. And then who was the third you asked about right there?
Bruce Bivens.
Bruce, again, very similar to Josiah, continues to progress. We'll see how he does in practice this week, and anticipating possibly having both of them on Saturday.
All right, Mike Houston answering the questions about those guys. And McMillan, and, I saw people post like, well, this must be a suspension deal. And I was guilty of thinking the same thing. Because when a guy doesn't play the first half and then you see him out there for the second half, that is the easiest assumption to make, but sounds like there is a bit of an issue with him health-wise, and all three of those guys.
Yeah, it sounds like a foot injury. He's been kind of fighting, and he hasn't quite been as dominant this year as last year. He was pretty dominant in coverage last year, and this year he's got caught in some bad matchups with bigger receivers. So I don't know if that injury's had something to do with it, or teams have just gone after him a little more. But I've been very encouraged with Malik Fleming and Nolan Johnson, just their emergence. I like those three guys. You want more depth in the room. That's why they brought Nigel Knott in, because, theoretically you would have 4 guys. And then Sean Tucker, the freshman, also got some snaps last game, because Malik actually limped off at one point in the first half. But I've been impressed. You look at some of the passing yards. They've given up some yards, but there really haven't been that many yards on the outside. Like this past game was a ton over the middle. I don't know if it was, I'd have to go back and see the all-22 video, but it looked like it was more on the safeties than the corners in a lot of situations.
Stephen Igoe, Hoist the Colors, is here. Shirley, once again, happy birthday to you. I just saw on Twitter You know who else's birthday it is today? This might be a bad sign. Happy birthday to the U.S. Navy.
Wow. Oh, yeah, anchors away. I forgot about that. Yes, it is the U.S. Navy birthday.
245 years old, a little older than Shirley.
Just a tad.
Just a tad. So,
just a tad.
Hopefully we don't give out any. Hey, I'm going to go Mark Lindsay on you, Stephen. Hopefully Pirates aren't handing out birthday gifts to Navy on Saturday.
Don't even give me started.
Okay, all right.
You're not an idiot. Neither one of you are.
Thank you.
Okay? And trust me, I know what an idiot is. I know how many people think I am.
Appreciate it, Coach. Well, good timing there, Shirley. Excitement time. Excitement time. I saw her away from Did you like Josh's call from the other night?
Who was that?
The first call.
Oh, the first call? Yeah, he was a little intoxicated. I tell you what, Atticus, speaking of, he came in hot, man.
That was a great promo that he cut. He likes the Pirates this weekend. All right, good O-line, good. Holton Naylor's most efficient game, perhaps, as a Pirate QB. 3 touchdowns on how many attempts, Igoe? 20?
I think it was 19 and 26, maybe.
Yeah, and in the run game.
And there were 3 drops.
Got involved. CJ dropped a touchdown. He dropped another with his legs after the catch. Could have been a huge play. And I don't recall the other drop.
Tomasoso had a drop.
Yeah. Oh, down the field?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, got to catch that one. Holton Naylor's was really good.
Perfect ball.
And Rogier's, incredible performance by the kid. And you were texting me yesterday because I was asking about yards after contact. Were you right on Keaton Mitchell's number?
Yep. So
Keaton Mitchell had 42 yards in the game, and he had 42 yards after contact.
So Pro Football Focus marks all this. I subscribed again to them to get some analytics. So basically, if he gets hit in the backfield, like minus 4 yards, let's say he gets hit, which it happened a lot, especially in the second half, and he would get back to the line of scrimmage, that would be 4 yards after contact, even if he gets a net gain of 0. So,
gotcha.
Of course, he did get some actual yardage, not after contact, but that's just how they kind of factor that in. And if you look at Raji's touchdown runs, I mean, he really didn't get hit that much. It was on the other runs he racked up the yards after contact. He did come up with the epic stiff arm to finish off his first touchdown run, which was awesome. But, you got to credit the O-line. Avery Jones and Fernando Fry had a couple big blocks on his touchdown runs. And Trent Holler had one on the long touchdown run. So that was good to see.
Shirley, I forgot. We need to take a break. We'll take a timeout, come back. Stephen Igoe is here inside the Pirate Radio studios. More.
Oh, wait. We got to do something this hour.
Oh, right now. We'll do it right now? Booty bag?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
And this is the new entry into the booty bag, the Familia.
You are correct, sir. $40 gift card to Familia.
317-1250, caller 12. This is a fantastic prize. So many great things to eat at Familia. My go-to is the either fettuccine or linguine with shrimp, sausage, and Alfredo sauce, the build your own pasta. But so many great options there. I'll let you decide on your own what you choose to do with that gift card. 317-1250, caller 12 is a winner. We're back after this.
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Representative John Bell, the Majority Leader of the North Carolina House, and it has been an honor serving the people of Eastern North Carolina the last 8 years. I've had the privilege of working with your local representatives, Dr. Perrin Jones and Chris Humphrey, as they delivered hundreds of millions of dollars in COVID relief funding to our small businesses, healthcare providers, and families right here in Pitt County. Unfortunately, their opponents are funded by radical liberal out-of-state donors that want to destroy our agriculture heritage, defund the police, and silence your voice by buying this election. This is not North Carolina. We cannot and will not let this happen. Dr. Perrin Jones and Chris Humphrey are focused on solutions, not revolutions. They will make sure your voice is heard and represent our Eastern North Carolina values. So Pirate Nation, the choice is clear. On November 3rd, please support and vote for Dr. Perrin Jones and Chris Humphrey for the North Carolina House. Strong voices for Eastern North Carolina. Paid for by the John Bell Committee.
Chico! Reba!
Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville invites you to party on the patio. Chico's outside patio is the perfect place to get all your amigos together for some Mexican food and fun. Call Chico's now to make a reservation for any large or small fiesta with all of your amigos. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get an all-new 2020 GMC Sierra and save over $10,000 off. As always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
In studio today with Dr. Shondell Jones from Kinetic Physical Therapy. How can you help people with back pain?
Well, most people are going to have back pain at some point during their life, but you don't have to live with it. A bad MRI or a bad x-ray does not mean you're destined to always have pain. We have specialists that are well trained to find out what the true problem is and the true source of your pain so they can get you on track to feeling better. So don't suffer with back pain. Our nationally board certified specialists are here to help you. To learn more, visit us at kptonline.com. We can help you live well, move more, and hurt less.
The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs of Greenville. Right now, for a special time, Sparky Snowballs is open every day from noon to 8 in the Food Truck Rodeo on the corner of Evans Street and Fire Tower Road. Stop by for a delicious icy treat. Plus, did you know Sparky's also has funnel cakes and fried Oreos too? Support your local Food Truck Rodeo every day from noon to 8 on the corner of Evans Street and Fire Tower Road. Sparky Snowballs, serving delicious icy treats to smiling faces for over 20 years. Visit Sparky's on Facebook or sparkysnowballs.com.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey Pirate Nation, Warren's Hot Dogs 2 locations are open for business in Greenville and Chocowinity. Both locations have drive-through windows, so stop by today for hot dogs, pizzas, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity, featuring homemade cheese, ham, and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's in Greenville across from Ron Ayers Motorsports and in Chocowinity next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some.
UBE and PirateWear.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory ever. Brand new Adidas is arriving daily, along with Under Armour, Columbia, and Russell Athletic. UBE is loaded with cargo, and new items are being added daily to PirateWear.com. Be sure to check out our children's store, The Crow's Nest, for all of your young pirates. UBE and PirateWear.com, an ECU tradition for 50 years. Go Pirates!
This is assistant football coach Drew Dudzik, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back, and PRL this afternoon is brought to you by Bud Light. It reminds Pirate fans to always stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. And congratulations to John Moody of Greenville. Picked up that $40 gift card courtesy of Familia. Get your sports weekend started at Familia every Thursday. Familia has $2 drafts all day. Stop by with your friends and family for some New York style pizza and have an ice cold $2 draft. Familia, located on Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College, and FamiliaNC.com. And it's 2 for Tuesday, so we got a Pirates Cove car wash coming up in the next hour. Clip?
We are givers, and we allow you to be takers as our listeners here at Pirate Radio. Congrats to John Moody. John said earlier, I did ask Shirley if I could leave early so I could get home and see the Braves' first pitch at 6:05. John said that he and Redbeard would talk NASCAR for the last 20 minutes of the show. So how about we leave Chandler here to produce and wrap it up, and you and I leave early?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
All right. Chandler says no.
Chandler says, hold up.
All right. So, yeah, another giveaway coming up in the next hour. Steve and Igoe Hoist the Colors is here. And Igoe, we were kind of going over the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'll throw out a bad. Still too many big plays allowed by the defense. Thing is, it didn't come back to haunt them, really. But there was a lot of guys running free for USF for part of that game.
Yeah, and they blitzed a lot, and when they didn't get home, they gave up some big plays. The counterpoint to that was they also made some big plays for the first time this year defensively in terms of putting USF behind the chains, and that's really what threw off a lot of their drives. When they got the sack, really, I think that pretty much derailed USF. And
that's a good point. I guess the sacks and the throwaways and things like that, if you give up a few big plays, you'll take the sacks and kind of evens out. Or ends up in the Pirates' favor, actually.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's good and bad when you blitz. I mean, you're either going to get beat or you're going to make a big play. Very rarely does it work out to where there's no win on either side.
That's what Rick Smith said.
So it's like, yeah, and so Blake Harrell, by the Stats Pro Football Focus, they blitzed South Florida on 65% of their dropbacks. So, I mean, that's a pretty large percentage that they blitzed USF. And when McLeod's first read wasn't there, you could see him panic. He would kind of look around, and there were a couple times, really, ECU didn't get there initially, but because of his inability to either get outside the pocket or make a second or third read, they would get the sack. So it was smart scouting on ECU's part. And so I think that's a good sign for them to have some success because they've been blitzing a lot and haven't been getting home. And they actually got home in this one, which was good to see. And you know, you're going to continue to see the linebackers get a lot of the tackles and sacks because the D linemen, they're not quite to the point where they can rush 3 or 4 and get to the QB. So they just kind of have to do it if they're going to get some pressure.
It was great to see those sacks come in bunches after not having one the first 2 weeks of the 2020 season. For the ugly, I'm going to go with the broadcast.
Color guy was not good.
He was not good. Also,
what was the phrase he kept saying?
Go ahead.
Go ahead and score a touchdown here.
Go ahead. He said go ahead a lot. I didn't mind the first down yellow line not being on the field as long as I could see the chains on the other side. Because you know what? I realized I hate baseball games. I think it's ESPN, right, that does the K-Zone. And a lot of broadcasts do it. I love watching a baseball game without a box on the catcher.
I love the K-Zone.
God, live?
Live, yeah. So I can see how bad the umpires are.
Hate it. I hate it.
My favorite part of the broadcast is when he was going over a play and he was like, and what a dart by McLeod. It was like a little dump off to the tight end. It was just like
6-yard floater.
Yeah. And we were so confused many times, Clip, like with the downs.
Down and distance was wrong. The announcers were wrong on the down and distance.
Well, they got the first down inside USF's 10, and they called it 3rd and 1.
Yeah.
And so, like, ECU lined up to throw it, and you're like, why are you throwing the ball on 3rd and 1?
Yeah, and Clip called it. He was like, the yard markers are down on the sideline, so it must be and goal.
And the announcers were saying, it's 3rd and 1 coming up for the Pirates. Big play here.
And then they would, like,
ESPN Plus for you.
Casually correct themselves, like, 3 plays later on what down it was and what was happening. Mm-hmm. So that part of the game was ugly. I guess that's... like you said, is that ESPN Plus moving forward? We have to expect things like this?
Well, I think ESPN Plus for football is still supposed to be like an ESPN broadcast. It's when we get to baseball and basketball that is supposed to be more on the schools.
We saw with Old Dominion last year. That don't mean
Old Dominion. I mean, I think that's
So right now we've had 3 ESPN Plus games for ECU. 2 have been bad. 1 has been good.
What was good?
That's right. That was ABC. Never mind. No one.
2 have been bad. 0 have been good.
Now
ECU is doing this one.
All right,
but I'm pretty sure that this is still like an ESPN production.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm wrong on that. I thought it was just basketball, and I thought ESPN was responsible for doing the ESPN Plus broadcast during football season, but I could be wrong. I'm not 100% sure.
And you'll be at the game. I'll be watching. I'm going to say this week at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium goes good. I have confidence.
I'm going to check to see who the announcers are. What if you get the same announcing crew?
Go ahead and come on back to ECU football. All right, good, bad, ugly. Just so much good from that win. Also, the post-game celebration was good, and it sounded like
we didn't mention the defense held USF to 101 second half yards
and under 100 yards rushing.
Yes.
When's the last time that happened, Steven?
Probably Old Dominion last year.
Oh, okay.
The two winning numbers. You rush for over 200 and you hold them to under 100. You're going to take that every time.
Starting to sound like Rick Smith now. Here's my keys. Hold them under 100. He's going to have some good notes in his folder coming up on Friday when we talk to him on Pirate Radio Live. Who are our announcers, Igoe? Doesn't have them?
Lincoln Rose.
Oh, no, that's the guy.
And Keith Moreland. Is that the same exact announcing crew?
Was that Keith Moreland?
I don't know about Moreland.
I know Lincoln is right.
Yeah, that guy definitely. I want to say the second guy is who called the last game.
I have it on my how to watch.
Wait, I have Keith Moreland as a former Cub baseball player. Who's the football guy?
Stanford Route is the guy who called the game. So it's a different play-by-play guy. Okay. Or it's the same play-by-play guy, different color analyst. So Keith Moreland is your color analyst. Lincoln Rose, your play-by-play guy.
So we'll have the same play-by-play dude. Okay.
Which he wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, he was sort of...
He's got to get the down and distance right. That would be nice.
I thought you were going to say Lincoln Riley.
Lincoln Tell you what, if they'd have lost, could have been. All right, let's take a timeout. We'll come back. Hour 3, Steve and Igoe hanging out with us until about 5:30 or so. We got more Mike Houston to talk about and play comments from as well. More to go on Pirate Radio Live. We're back with you after this.
It's a story that started in a community like ours. Cal Cunningham grew up in Lexington, where church youth groups working at the local brickyard and McDonald's shaped his life. And now Cal's running a different kind of campaign for the U.S. Senate.
I'm Cal Cunningham. I want my service in the U.S. Senate to be about listening and going places where Democrats don't always go. That's what I learned growing up in Lexington, where we don't check voter registration before taking care of our neighbors. We believe in hard work and service, just like the soldiers I served with overseas.
Cal Cunningham volunteered after 9/11, a lieutenant colonel in the Army Reserve who served 3 tours and took on corrupt government contractors. And Cal will take on the corruption in Washington that's been rigging the system for the drug and insurance companies. That's why Cal's not taking corporate PAC money, because he believes the top 1% don't need more favors. It's regular folks who need a voice. He'll be a senator on our side.
I'm Cal Cunningham, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Cal for NC.
Hidden phone trade-ins, hidden plan requirements, hidden catches. You won't find them at US Cellular because we speak fair. Plus, when you switch right now, you can get $500 off the latest phones. Upgrade to fair. Upgrade to US Cellular. Requires new postpaid service plan, new line port in, credit approval, qualified smartphone purchase, and comes via monthly bill credit on a 30-month RIC. Taxes, fees, and additional terms apply.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for US Cellular since 1997. Visit AtlanticWireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
Get your ice cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now here. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery.
Give me 2 mangoes.
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beer, beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hi, this is Luke Kuechly. Last season, I was captain on defense. This season, since so many of us will be watching football from home, I'm football watching with Pepsi. And you know me, I pour everything I've got into it. All right, football watchers, let's do this. Opening click-offs. Here we go. Click on, click off. Click on, click off. Stretch that thumb. You can't have finger fatigue bringing you down in the postseason. Nice job. And my favorite, second half sip-offs. Pepsi's up, lift, pull, open. Ice cold Pepsi and watching football. Nothing better.
It's not game day without a delicious, refreshing Pepsi, the official soft drink of the National Football League. Head to your nearest retailer, grab your Pepsi before kickoff, then sit back, relax, and cheer on your favorite team. Pepsi, made for football watching.
North Carolina state parks are now open for visitors. Parks should be used for exercise, fresh air, getting out in nature, or a day trip as the state safely reopens. Visitors should enjoy themselves, but please remember the 3 W's. Wear face coverings, wait 6 feet apart, and wash your hands often. Focus on moving through the park, keep social distancing in mind, and avoid large groups. While most facilities and activities will be open, please contact any state park before your visit with questions or visit ncparks.gov/open.
Temperatures are in the low 30s at 10 a.m., increasing sharply to 75 degrees by 1 p.m., and then dropping into the teens by 10 p.m. So before you go to work, put on some gloves, pack some shorts, and a parka. That should cover you for the day.
Your heating and cooling is taking a beating. Guarantee your family's comfort all fall and winter with a new Train system. It's hard to stop a train. For a limited time, get a new Train system with 0% financing for 60 months. Go to DelcorInc.com for more information. Delcor, the service professionals. See your independent Train dealer for details. Call 1-888-534-6898 for details.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by First National Bank. With approximately 100 locations throughout the Carolinas, First National Bank is helping both individuals and businesses redefine convenience in banking. Visit us today at fnb-online.com. First National Bank, member FDIC. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. With approximately 100 locations throughout the Carolinas, First National Bank is helping both individuals and businesses redefine convenience in banking. Visit us today at fnb-online.com. First National Bank, member FDIC. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. What are we doing, Clip?
We'll do a short seg.
Okay.
Short seg.
Shortseg.com. So then we can talk a lot of ECU football with Stephen Igoe from Hoist the Colors as we get ready for ECU Navy. Also got a lot of Mike Houston comments to get to as well. Get his thoughts on the midshipman, his thoughts on his team's victory. And, man, Igoe, I've said it, but it's great to get a win. First of all, the game's more enjoyable. Post-game show's more enjoyable. Pirate Radio Live during the week's more enjoyable. Another thing is, and you had the opportunity to ask Mike Houston questions today, I'll be talking to Blake Harrell and Donnie Kirkpatrick on Wednesday. Those conversations are more enjoyable because it really gets old and tiresome to ask coaches about losing a game by a lot of points, you know?
And we have a lot of experience doing that over these last 5 years.
It stinks. And it'll be nice to talk to those guys tomorrow, the coordinators, about a win. And it was great to hear from Coach Houston today following a W.
Yeah, unfortunately, you don't really want to follow up one of your best wins with the triple option. And
True.
that makes it tough. You got to really flip the switch quick, else it gets difficult.
I can't believe you said flip the switch quick without messing it up.
3-pitch mix.
Three mix pitch and all the other, yeah. All right, ECU Navy coming up this Saturday. Igoe and I will break it down. Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. We also have another giveaway, free car wash to Pirates Cove Car Wash. That and more on the way in Hour 3. We're back after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Cadillac. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get an all-new 2020 Cadillac Escalade and save over $13,000 off. As always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
Hey guys, are you tired of tagging along with your wife or your girlfriend when you need a pedicure or manicure? Do you feel intimidated being the only guy in a female nail salon? If so, then I have the solution for you. The Man Cave is now open. I'm Amanda and I've opened the Man Cave to give men a spot just for them and for their grooming needs. Come relax in our comfortable masculine atmosphere and enjoy some free drinks and snacks during your nail service. The Man Cave, next to Lighting by Design on Fire Tower Road in Greenville.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those. But anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
The fun place to dine out with friends and family is Familia. Familia has something for everyone and offers favorites like New York-style pizza, lasagna, homemade meatballs, plus new specials like chicken parm alfredo, mahi fish and chips, chicken piccata, veggie burger, butternut squash ravioli, and more. If you need food to go, Familia's drive-thru window is open and ready for all takeout orders. Familia, Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College, and FamiliaNC.com.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. The new Professional Wrestling League has promise. We'll have some thoughts next.
This football season, prepare your taste buds for the most iconic sports-watching drink of all time, Pepsi. Designed to power even the most passionate of armchair quarterbacks, Pepsi has everything you need to start strong, keep you in the zone, and recover from those triumphant wins.
Before I was just your average football fan, but thanks to Pepsi, I'm a football-watching MVP. Nothing can stop me from cheering my team on to victory or overreacting when the ref makes a bad call. What do you mean he wasn't in? That looks like 2 feet to me.
With refreshing deliciousness specially formulated to keep your eye on the ball and mouth-watering fizziness to help you power through game day, Pepsi is the premier football-watching beverage.
I used to care when Mike cheered so hard he spilled nacho cheese on my carpet or wiped buffalo sauce on my new couch. But thanks to Pepsi, I'm so in the zone, even Mike can't ruin my football party. See? Don't even care.
So this football season, make Pepsi your go-to game day drink because it's the only drink made for football watching. Pepsi, that's what I like.
AEW, All Elite Wrestling, owned by the Khan family, owners of the Jacksonville Jaguars, is just a year old. AEW produces a 2-hour weekly television show, AEW Dynamite on TNT. The announcers are none other than Jim Ross, JR, a longtime WWE employee, and Tony Schiavone. Remember him from his WCW days? There's some good young talent on the roster, and the storylines are fresh. The production is first rate, and even though the crowds are small because of COVID-19 restrictions, the atmosphere in the building is good. AEW is the first pro wrestling organization to take a swing at Vince McMahon's billion-dollar WWE enterprise. In 20 years. Certainly, this is a tough economic time. The Khan family, like all of us, never saw COVID-19 coming. So the timing is not great, but the product is good. Can they survive until we get back to some sense of normalcy? Stay tuned. Come on back again next time, and we'll visit inside the booth.
This is Marcus Crandall, former ECU Pirate and Grey Cup champion. And you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by First National Bank. With approximately 100 locations throughout the Carolinas, First National Bank is helping both individuals and businesses redefine convenience in banking. Visit us today at fnb-online.com. First National Bank, member FDIC. Now, back to the show.
Well, welcome back. Hey, at Angel Oak, they continue to make customer service a #1 priority. A local mortgage advisor is the key to your transaction success. The combination of their local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for every financial situation. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live here on a Tuesday. Coming up Wednesday on the program, Kevin Monroe, color analyst of the Pirates, will join me. We'll get his thoughts on the Pirates' win on Saturday. And boy, Kevin has seen some rough ones against Navy. What has to go right this time around? We'll talk to K-Mo about that. On Thursday, looking forward to catching up with the Director of Football Ops at Navy, who just so happens to be a Greenville native. Former J.H. Rose quarterback, Navy player Brian Blick will join us on the show. So looking forward to that as we'll get some insight on Navy and talk about Brian Blick growing up in Greenville and playing football both in Greenville and Annapolis. And Friday, of course, we'll get you set for the football weekend with Tony Dunn, Rick Smith, Morgan Ayler's got a lot to go this week on Pirate Radio Live. Stephen Igoe is here, hanging out inside the Pirate Radio studios. Igoe, I just asked you off the air, and I'm glad I did, because now we will discuss it on the air. How many times since you have been covering ECU with paintedpurple.net, the old website,
started in 2010,
or hoistthecolors.net, how many times
transitioned to Hoist the Colors in 2011
have you picked ECU in this ECU Navy matchup?
There have been 7 all-time matchups. I've been running the site since 2010, so that would make me eligible to pick 6 games. I don't know off the top of my head, but at least 5.
Yeah,
for sure, at least 5.
And you and I both pointed out when we saw the spread on Sunday that, yeah, it's like always a 3-point spread. It's never, I shouldn't say never, it's been a couple of times a double-digit spread, but it's never out of whack like the final score has looked.
So, just because Navy doesn't beat teams like that.
I know.
Unless it's ECU.
And again, you would think at some point Vegas would look at history when they're setting this line, but the line is what it is, and the line yesterday went down from 3 to 2. Which means people are taking the Pirates in this matchup. I'll look at it right now, but ECU is a slight underdog heading into this game, and for multiple reasons. I mean, on Navy's side, you don't have Malcolm Perry. You've got a Navy team that certainly isn't world beaters this year. On ECU side, you have a new coordinator, and of course, Mike Houston, the head coach, that is experienced in the option. So some things going ECU's way that way. But right now, Navy a 2-point favorite. I've been bitten so many times by this matchup, and it's nothing against this current team. It's more based on history that I would take Navy if I had to in this game.
I would take Navy 100% without second thought. And again, that is no disrespect to ECU. It's just like how I felt going into the South Florida game. I had to
You're one in whatever lifetime against them.
Yeah, you have to see ECU go out there and do it. I mean, how many people outside of hope, which is fair to have as a fan, are legitimately going to, if you had a gun to their head, for an ECU fan, you've witnessed all these games, how many would actually pick ECU to beat Navy? Very few.
I would say not many.
Yeah.
If you've experienced the past matchups.
Even last year, there was some level of optimism going to that game with Mike Houston's background, and Navy just out-executed, out-schemed ECU, and, they went back to what Mike Houston did at Lenore-Ryan to do it, which is pretty crazy, but they found tapes of it and broke it down and kind of knew what ECU was getting, plus Bob Trott as the defense coordinator. So they'll find, however, Blake Harrell, I'm sure, has defended it in the past, and, come up with a plan. ECU, with their staff, they've seen it a ton, and I think they'll be prepared. I think they were prepared to a certain extent last year, but it's one thing to have your coaches know it and be prepared. It's a whole different ballgame to have your team prepared via the scout team, which can operate it as best as possible, but can't operate it near to the precision that Navy does. And the players have never seen it before. They can hear about it all week, but until you get out there, until you see it live, it's tough to prepare for.
And it's just...
and your offense has to help you out, which has...
I want to get into that in a moment, because this game, to me, is all about ECU's offense. It's a snowball going downhill, though, with Navy, because I don't even know how many positive plays ECU had defensively last year. It seemed like every play was at least 4 yards, usually 8 yards, sometimes 14 yards for Navy. There was no point in that game where it felt like ECU had a chance to win once they kicked it off. And I think it was you or Ronnie who asked Mike Houston about starting. You got to get off to a good start, and we'll hear that in a moment. But make a positive play, and the whole forget about the last play stuff that you hear about, I don't know if ECU couldn't forget about the previous play, but whatever reason last year, that game just got out of hand early, and it was all she wrote in the first quarter.
Yeah, it was complete destruction, and you look back at the game last year, you get the ball first, 3 and out, short punt, touchdown, get the ball back, 3 and out, short punt, touchdown. The game's over.
Mm-hmm.
Last week against Temple, Navy gets the ball first. They go 17 plays, 75-yard drive, eat, I think, 9:48 off the clock.
Mm-hmm.
Temple couldn't even finish his first possession before the first quarter was over.
Wow.
So, I mean, that is what you're facing if you can't get off the field. And that was the ideal Navy drive. Temple didn't even play it that bad. I mean, if you're forcing a team to go 17 plays, they're legitimately getting 3 to 4 yards.
3 yards of play and converting those third and
fourth
shorts
downs,
or whatever.
I mean, so it's just you almost have to get – you can play it perfectly and still not get off the field. You do have to catch some breaks. The quarterback has to make a bad read. They've got to make a bad pitch.
A rare hold.
A holding penalty, a chop block, something like that. That's how you get off the field, and hopefully the refs call it fair. There's this reputation that because they're the Naval Academy, they get away with a lot of stuff, which I've heard. Obviously you respect what they do, but they do play pretty dirty in terms of some of the stuff they do, and they're physical, man. They'll get in your head if you're not capable of handling some of the stuff they do.
Total in this game is 60.5. So ECU's offense woke up last week. We know what Navy's done to them in the past, scoring. So expecting a lot of points in here. Jeff Nadeau, who joins us from Barstool Sports, has already put a play in on the over in this game, Igoe. And
Navy's defense this year, it was really good last year. It's been abysmal. They you look at their rushing numbers on defensively, they're giving up, I think, around 6 yards per carry. They have not been able to stop anybody on the ground. And you saw it at BYU. But every team that's running the ball against them, Temple didn't really get the chance to because they got behind and they really had to make up ground because of the few possessions. But if you can get a lead, you can run the football on their defense, and you can have a lot of success.
I didn't watch the Temple game, but I know going into that, and Temple scored, 29, I think. Mm-hmm. They had one good half, really, against Tulane. Yeah. That was about it. Because the first half against Tulane, they're down 24-0. So,
and Tulane just blew that game.
Which one? That one or the Houston?
All of them.
I mean, they're if you're ECU, you want Tulane to jump out to a lead on you this year. But look, this one for me, Igoe, is dependent upon the offense. They got to go into this game knowing that they're not going to have a ton of possessions, but also knowing they're going to have to score 38 to 45 points, right? I mean, that's what I think.
At the least, maintain possession of the football, extend drives, and score in the 30s. I mean, I don't think you can win this game. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think you can win this game 28-24 or 24-21. I don't think ECU's defense can come up with that many stops. Maybe
Navy plays in those kinds of games, but not against ECU.
Not against ECU, and look, maybe they'll have the answer. Maybe Blake Harrell is the guy to have an answer, but I have to go out there and see it. You look at Cincinnati, they've been able to smother the option under Luke Fickell relentlessly. But a lot of that is their personnel. They've got pretty elite defensive personnel, but they've been able to stop Army, Navy. I mean, they usually hold Navy to, single-digit points. So they've got to figure it out. Blake Harrell has practiced against the option every day of his professional life until he got the ECU. Mm-hmm. Every team he was on ran the triple option. So, I mean, they should know what to expect. It's just a matter of can you get your players to do it.
It was a great day for linebackers on Saturday. Probably the best game they've played, Igoe, with Xavier Smith, and Aaron Ramseur was all over the place.
I like him against the option, man.
A guy that I've heard you say you like too, Chandler and I kept commenting on. We had to look up who he was. Chad Stevens was all over the field on Saturday night. Yeah. Is that the most important position? Is it the D-line? What's the most important position against the option?
Linebacker and safety to me. I mean, it depends on how you play it, but the safeties can be in conflict a whole lot depending on how much or what type of scheme you run. Last year, you remember those plays where there were just dudes streaking wide open down the field?
Right.
And,
yeah.
That was because the safety, it's so tough because, all right, they take their slot backs, on the outside. They'll run them out like they're going to block, which they do 50 times a game, and they block the safety. The one time where he looks like he's going to block, the safety prepares to take the block. He runs by him. There's nobody there to pick him up, and it's an easy touchdown. You just have to be so disciplined with your eyes, and that's what makes it so tough because if you don't come up to support the run hard enough, you're going to get blocked. If you come up and oversell on the run, you're going to give up a touchdown pass that the quarterback can make an accurate throw. So the safeties are in conflict so much. That's the thing I'm looking forward to this game. I think that defensive line, of course, is important, but the linebackers and safeties, they'll be in conflict a lot. And I do like this speed of the safeties this year, especially Kennedy and Dorso. They can really run. Tank has some experience against the option. So I think those three guys plus Warren Saba, I'll be watching the safeties, see how they align and what their responsibilities are and how they do that.
Who did Mike Houston? I know you asked him today. Who did he say was handling the scout team duties for ECU?
Ryan Stubblefield. He is, he's a dual threat guy. He's honestly more of a pocket passer on film, but he's quick and he's built like a Navy quarterback. He's 5'10", 208 pounds. So I mean, he's like your ideal short, stocky Navy quarterback. And it sounds like he's done a good job. I thought it was interesting. They said they've been keeping the scout team after practice on Sunday to make sure they know how to run the plays like the last several weeks. So I'm sure Blake Harrell had a big hand in that, along with the offensive staff and some of the guys who are helping run the scout team.
Pirate Radio football analyst John Gilbert said yesterday that Malcolm Perry plays for the Dolphins now.
Yeah.
That was good insight by the AD at ECU. And it is good news that they don't have Malcolm Perry on that Navy roster. Cut 4, Shirley. Mike Houston was asked how the Navy offense is looking without Malcolm Perry this year.
Well, Malcolm Perry is a special player, and certainly probably the best player we faced all last year individually, and really made their offense go last year. They're a little different this year, but still they're what you expect when you line up against Navy. And Dallin Morris, he's a senior, has a tremendous amount of experience in that offense. They have 3 seniors and 2 juniors on the offensive line. They have a senior and a junior fullback. So they have a very old, experienced offense. So you're going to see, a lot of the same stuff. The inside-outside veer. You're going to see the zone option. You're going to see the belly. You're going to see the toss play. You're going to see the double option. You're going to see the play-action passes. You're going to see the base dives. You're going to see all the things that that you encounter anytime you line up against this offense.
All right. Yesterday, Ronnie talked about, I believe, Nelson Smith is the fullback's name, Igoe.
Yeah, they got 2. They got Carruthers and Nelson Smith.
Smith had 20 carries last week, so they were pounding it up the middle against Temple. We've seen, and we all remember the fullback's name, 2010.
Teach.
Alexander Teach. Running free.
It was Ricky Dobbs and Alexander Teach.
Dobbs was a good QB, too.
Dobbs, Reynolds.
I forget to put him up there with Reynolds and Perry.
Yeah, those are the big 3, man.
Yeah.
The Mount Rushmore of Navy quarterback grades.
But the point being, Perry killed him last year, right? But
yeah, they really took.
What did they do this year?
They took away the dive last year, and they couldn't get to the edge with Perry. Like Perry was he was too good. I mean, he honestly, he was so elite that he made like that offense, which is already hard enough to stop, almost impossible to stop when they execute it right. I don't think Dallin Morris is quite that level of athlete for sure, but he can throw the ball a little better. And then you look at last week, they still ran it 60 times compared to 2 throws. I mean, that is when they run it, they don't need to throw it. So
I feel like they throw it more. They have usually like 5 to 6 complete pass attempts against ECU.
Like last year, they went 5 of 7 for 150 yards.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's peak efficiency.
If they
and they missed another wide open throw.
Yeah, I don't know though. If they only throw it twice, that means they're running it all over the Pirates. So I don't know what I want.
You don't know what you want until we get out there, and it's just so interesting. You look at their team. They got absolutely demolished by BYU, which you throw that game out. But then the Air Force game, they just got curb stomped. So,
now, did they have a different QB play in that game?
They did. They did not have Morris available, which is a legitimate factor, but they still weren't even competitive.
Yeah. Their defense has given up points this year.
Yes, their defense has been bad. And that's even with them eating up possessions in some games. So, the Tulane game, I would be studying that game. What happened in the first half compared to the second half? Obviously, the Temple game looked more like the Navy. I mean, they're clearly getting better.
Yeah.
But this still isn't the Navy of last year or the peak Navy teams that destroyed ECU. I think this team is beatable. I don't think this is an unwinnable game just because it's Navy. But, you still have to go out at the end of the day, and you have to stop the option. And with an extremely young defense, that's easier said than done.
Stephen Igoe, hoist the colors. He'll rejoin us Thursday on Pirate Radio Live, where we'll make some picks and talk a little fantasy football and more ECU Navy. Also, we'll see Igoe Saturday on the Bud Light pregame tailgate. And then Igoe will be heading to Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. There'll be a few fans in the stands. Maybe it'll feel a little more normal at Dowdy-Ficklin on Saturday, Stephen.
Yeah, looking forward to that, just having some sort of atmosphere, because the last game was just odd, walking up and parking right next to the stadium and just walking up, no fans, no tailgating, anything. It was just didn't really feel like a game day. And this one probably won't be that much better, but at least it'll be something.
All right. Anything to be on the lookout for? Hoist the Colors, HTC podcast, anything?
Yeah, just we'll have a podcast preview up later this week. We'll have a ton of Navy coverage, triple option coverage, and a little basketball recruiting news today. ECU gets his first 2022 commitment. Chancellor White. Not the next chancellor of ECU, but the next chancellor to join the basketball program.
Who would have thought they'd have a player named Chancellor before a chancellor, Steven?
That's a great line.
I just thought of that line.
That's amazing.
Thank you. That was all me. Steven did not say that off the air, and then I took it from him.
It is kind of sad that we still don't have a chancellor.
Yeah.
Of the university. Not that... I mean, there's a chancellor coming to the chancellor of the basketball team. He's a class of 2022 recruit.
And we'll start with Josh.
He might actually he might be here before ECU hires a chancellor.
Yeah.
It was what I was trying to say.
All right,
I'm getting out of here.
Bye. You know who my favorite chancellor is? Catherine Chancellor. Right? Young and the Restless? Was that her name? Miss Chancellor? Oh, Shirley doesn't know.
I didn't watch Young and the Restless. I watched Days of Our Lives.
Okay. I'm a Y&R guy. Igoe's favorite chancellor is Cam Chancellor. So that's a pretty good one, too. All right, let's take a time out. We'll come back. Oh, we need to open up the booty bag again, Shirley. Almost forgot.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
All right, we'll make you a winner again. 317-1250. How about a free car wash to Pirates Cove Car Wash? We'll give you the Captain Special, baby. So you can be a winner for a second winner on today's edition of Pirate Radio Live. 317-1250, caller 12 wins. We're back with more. We'll hear what Mike Houston had to say earlier today after this.
Your CBD store in Greenville has the highest quality CBD products in the country. Your CBD store is the first and only brand that carries USDA certified organic products such as gummies, honey sticks, and high absorption water soluble liquids, which are all made in the United States. They even offer products for your pet. The educated staff will help you answer any questions, and you can stop in anytime to get a free sample. Your CBD store, locally owned and operated, open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6, right beside Duck Donuts in Greenville.
With rates being historically low, now is the best time to buy or refinance your home. This is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now is the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250 and 685-842. Equal housing lender.
Let's turn a trip to the branch into a tap on your phone. Let's hit pause on a lost debit card without hitting pause on life. That's how First National Bank is redefining convenience with a top-rated mobile app that puts more security and control at your fingertips and friendly people to help you succeed right by your side. Let's get started at fnb-online.com or your local First National Bank. FNB member FDIC.
The Frells family lives on a lush piece of land called Greener Pasture, and they work on it behind the wheel of a John Deere 1 Series tractor. With its durable construction and features that hook up to dozens of attachments with ease, no job is too tough. The Frells family runs with us, because this is more than just land, it's home. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Get quality at every turn with Quality Equipment, your local John Deere dealer, with 27 locations in North Carolina and southeastern Virginia. Find out more at QualityEquip.com.
This is Stephen Igoe, publisher of HoistTheColors.net. Recruiting is the lifeblood of any college sports program, and no one devotes more coverage to the future of ECU athletics than Hoist the Colors. Want to know who's going to be the next Holton Ahlers or Jaden Gardner? We've got all the inside scoop on the Pirates' most talented recruits and top targets 24/7. Sign up now and get your first month of coverage for a single $1. HoistTheColors.net, the most reliable reporting on ECU athletics.
At Tiebreakers, we pride ourselves on serving
big, juicy wings.
I'm talking
big and juicy.
Our chickens are the same ones that kick sand in the other chickens' faces. If our chickens played football, they'd be linebackers. The competition's chickens, they'd be
skinny little kickers.
Trade those kickers in for linebackers.
Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates.
Do you think you or your employees might have been exposed to COVID-19? ArcPoint Labs of Greenville offers same-day COVID-19 results. No referral needed. Same-day results available. ArcPoint Labs of Greenville offers easy employer solutions to COVID-19 testing. ArcPoint Labs of Greenville is located across from Vidant Hospital on Executive Circle behind Southern Bank. Call for an appointment or walk in. ArcPoint Labs of Greenville, 215-5688 or arcpointlabs.com.
It's bow time.
The barbecue sandwich from Bojangles is back. Wait, Bojangles has barbecue?
Yeah, keep going.
Well, okay then. We're talking tender pulled pork with a tangy Carolina vinegar kick, unforgettably topped with our country coleslaw, all on perfectly toasted buns. So if you're like me and missed it last time, get your hands on a barbecue sandwich combo pronto.
It's bow time.
This is Coach Donnie Kirkpatrick, Office Coordinator for ECU Football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by First National Bank. With approximately 100 locations throughout the Carolinas, First National Bank is helping both individuals and businesses redefine convenience in banking. Visit us today at fnb-online.com. First National Bank, member FDIC. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Taking a look at your stock market report for today. The Dow slipped 157 points and closed out at 28,679. NASDAQ is down 12 at 11,863, and the S&P fell 22 points and finished at 3,511. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. And congratulations to Kelvin Rawls of Williamston. Picked up a $20 Captain Special Car Wash from Pirates Cove Car Wash. Keep your vehicle clean with the Pirates Cove Fast Pass with unlimited washes for only $9.99 for your first month. Pirates Cove Car Wash, the ultimate car wash experience and the official car wash of ECU Athletics, with locations on 10th Street, Fire Tower Road, and Memorial Drive. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Barat.
All right, the birthday girl, Shirley Rhodes. Thank you very much. Chandler Honeycutt, video production today. We will hear some Mike Houston comments here. Josh on Facebook Live says, I'm glad I'm able to provide content to the show. Josh, we appreciate it.
I'm sorry. All right.
Love it. Thank you, Josh. Looking forward to your call on Saturday night. Actually, be Saturday afternoon. So, will you be as I don't know. Clipper! Shirley, you're getting fast with the fingers over there. Well done.
I'm working on it, but see, the problem is some of the stuff that you ask for, sometimes I'm on a different page and I'm having to go back, and so there's a slight delay.
Yeah. Mike Houston. Josh, calm down for a second. Mike Houston, cut 3. How important is a good start against Navy?
Well, much like UCF, it's especially on the road last year up in Annapolis. They're a team that really, comes out and really, goes right at their opponent. They were up 14-3 on Temple to start the game. The team that I saw in the Temple game is not the team that we all saw against BYU, and that's no surprise to any of us. The staff up there, Coach Niamatololo, they've been there for a long time. They've got a lot of pride in the way their team plays. They got a lot of pride in their program. Obviously, their culture is something that's been intact for a long time. And so we knew that they would get things going and be more like the Navy that we're used to seeing. But, they did. They started off very, very hot against Temple, very similar to the way they did against us last year. So I think, the big key for us is trying to get them off rhythm early in the ball game, try to get some stops, try to get them out of that whole, second and 6, second and 5, 3rd and 2, 1st and 10, get them off schedule. If you can do that, then you got a shot at getting a stop, getting a punt or whatever and getting the ball back for your offense.
All right, I keep going back to the word efficient for Holton Ahlers on Saturday. Great game for Holton throwing the football and a solid game running the football from Holton Ahlers. And Mike Houston, Cut 7, talked about that aspect of the game and how it was beneficial for the Pirates on Saturday.
Well, I mean, I think probably it developed more than what we saw going into the game. Certainly, we plan each week for Holton's mobility. It's a big part of our offense, whether it's designed, RPO, quarterback zone read kind of stuff, or if it is, the scramble kind of stuff where we really work a lot with our receivers of, how to operate within the scramble drill. We had a big mistake in the scramble drill against Georgia State that ended up in a turnover. So we spent a good bit of time last week just making sure everybody was on the same page. We protected Holton much better. And so I do think when we had those situations where he was scrambling, it was not early in the play. It was a little bit later in the play usually. It wasn't a deal where he was under so much pressure that he couldn't, keep his eyes downfield to make a couple of throws. And we got a couple of throws off that. The quarterback run game, most of that stuff came off of them overplaying the dive portion of a zone read deal.
All right, the run game from Ahlers, very important. The run game from the running backs, very important. Rajee Harris, Keaton Mitchell, Darius Penix getting involved a little bit there. I meant to bring it up with Igoe, Demetrius Mooney finding his way back on the depth chart. How important is it to keep the run game going like you had it Saturday against a team like Navy where you need to grind out drives and keep your defense on the sidelines?
Well, I mean, it was within our offense, we want to be able to do both. We want to be balanced, and certainly the ability to run the football enable us to throw the ball well Saturday. I think our offensive line is the biggest reason for the improvement in both our passing game and our running game. I thought that they played very, very well the second week for that group together, which I think was a big factor. Really cut down the MAs, played much more cohesive, just grouped together. And, so that resulted in, being able to run the football effectively. Obviously, being able to be productive offensively is going to be an important factor in this week's game. We struggled last year up there in Annapolis. And so hopefully we can get off to a much better start and be much more effective this year.
All right, Mike Houston, what are the keys to beating Navy? Keys?
Well, I think, offensively for us, we got to maximize possessions. You're going to have limited possessions playing a triple option football team. So, we've got to make the most of each one. Does that mean we have to score on every possession? No, not necessarily, but we got to limit the number of 3 and outs. We got to try to take advantage of any positive field position when we get it. And we do that by just continuing to build on what we did last week. Last week, no turnovers, very few penalties, much improved execution, strong running game, did a good job with protection in the passing game. And, as a result, we were very productive offensively. So I think continuing to build on last week offensively is going to be important this week. Defensively, you hear coaches say stop the run. That's not realistic with a triple option football team. You're not going to stop it because what they do, you need to limit the big plays. You need to play, assignment sound. I think we've got to be extremely aggressive with how we attack their offense because they're going to be extremely aggressive. So we got to match their physicality and try to win that battle. And then I do think special teams is going to be important in this game because, just like last week, our average starting field position last week was the 40-yard line. Obviously, Donnie's a heck of a lot better play caller, with starting around the 40 or around midfield than he is coming off inside the 20. So the more positive field position we can give our offense and the more long fields we can give their offense, That's going to be important during the game.
All right, this offseason, different than any other offseason, but you heard Igoe talk about it. We always talk about it. You don't just start preparing for Navy on Monday. You prepare for them pretty much the entire offseason. With the lack of an offseason, were you able to get in all the work you wanted to, you needed to, preparing for this matchup against Navy?
Not the amount of work we wanted to, but we were still able to get some work in. We've been preparing for this game staff-wise since Coach Harrell was hired, and certainly a background and a philosophy against the triple option was a big part of the hiring process of our new defensive coordinator. So we spent a good bit of time staff-wise. We have spent time with our players during preseason camp and also throughout the season thus far. A big part of it has been, after practice on Sundays, we've kept the offensive scout team out there on the field and ran Navy plays after practice to make sure that they were prepared for this week. And I thought we looked pretty good on Sunday night as far as, you can never replicate what they do. But at least we had a decent look for our defense Sunday night at least we resembled Navy formationally and some of the motions and stuff.
All right, there is Mike Houston. As I try to signal the number for the next cut. For 15, should I go like this? Because that means 6. I think I should go 555. Wait, Shirley, should we do maybe
I thought you were voguing, or I wasn't sure what you were doing.
Attitude. So. All right, 15, he talks about Navy. This is, what do you want to look at? You want to look at Navy getting blown out in 2 games? Or you want to look at their 2-0 in league play? They have been up and down, 2-0 in the AAC. They've been blown out twice in non-conference games, and Mike Houston was asked about that.
Well, I think you can toss out the BYU game completely, and I think anybody that has any common sense and understood what the coaching staff had to go through, certainly I do as a head coach, they just were not prepared for that ball game. After watching that game, I said to myself, I wish that was the Navy team we're going to see, but it's not. That's not who we're going to see when we line up against them. And when I flip on the Temple game, I see about what I expect from Navy. I saw a team that is very, very good up front on the offensive line. They have that experience. Boy, they really come off the football just like a Navy team usually does. I think their fullbacks are fantastic, both of them. I think they have great feet. They hit it hard. They have great vision, good balance. I think the quarterback play has improved drastically since that game, way back in, early September. And I think that overall, special teams wise, I think they're as solid as anyone we've seen. I think their defense has improved drastically. I know they had a couple of guys out last week that I would expect back this week. So I think that you've seen a veteran coaching staff take a veteran team and overcome adversity and put a team on the field this last Saturday. That's what you expect.
All right, we saw the biggest win for Mike Houston since becoming the ECU coach on Saturday on the road at South Florida. Is the next step winning back-to-back conference games, and that would come with a win over Navy on Saturday. Is that the next step for you in this program?
I think the key thing for us is it's the next game, and I know that's some people say it's very cliche-ish of me to say as a coach, but it is. It's the only one we can control. Do we want to get a win this weekend? Absolutely. Do we want to get to 2-1 in the league standings? Absolutely. But you can't do anything about last week's game. That's over and done with. You can't do anything about any other game other than this game this week. So this is a huge game for us. It's the one we can control this week, and it's the one that we've got to prepare for. As we build the program, we've got to keep that mindset week to week, and then we'll reflect on kind of postseason where all these wins and losses, where they fall.
All right, and finally, a football question, non-football question, kind of off the field. Mike Houston was asked about, with everything going on this year, mental health. How do you value that along with physical help when it comes to the team and your players?
Well, I think that it's probably been something that's been magnified more this year than maybe ever before. And certainly this has been something that you deal with every year as a head coach. But I think this year with quarantine, obviously it was a big concern of mine, when we were all away from each other. Now, dealing with things daily and weekly, it's just very challenging. You worry about, the kids, what's going on in their minds, what they're dealing with, because, we as adults, we're challenged to deal with some of the stuff we have to deal with. But, 18, 19, 20-year-olds, it's more than what they should be exposed to, but they're still exposed to it. So I think we're trying to do the best we can. I think it's something that's very much a focal point for our athletic department. We had a workshop kind of deal with the Helsinki family last Thursday night that was the entire athletic department. And certainly that's a story that's very tragic and also very eye-opening. I think a guy like Marcus Anderson, who's our character coach and spends countless hours counseling one-on-one with so many of our student athletes, has been very valuable and very important to our players this year. And then just the relationships that our coaches have with their position players. I think those are just things that we really try to, we try to spend time, talking about things other than football as we try to help them along their daily lives.
All right, there's the head football coach of the Pirates, Mike Houston, at his weekly Zoom coming up on Wednesday. We will have video, audio of Donnie Kirkpatrick and Blake Harrell, and we'll talk to them one-on-one as well and have that for you on the Bud Light pregame tailgate. So talk to the coordinators on Wednesday, more Mike Houston on Thursday, and we'll have that all for you on our social media sites on Pirate Radio, PR927FM.com, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Let's take our final time out. We'll come back, get ready to wrap up this edition of Pirate Radio Live, and send you off into your Tuesday evening after this.
It's a story that started in a community like ours. Cal Cunningham grew up in Lexington, where church youth groups working at the local brickyard and McDonald's shaped his life. And now Cal's running a different kind of campaign for the U.S. Senate.
I'm Cal Cunningham. I want my service in the U.S. Senate to be about listening and going places where Democrats don't always go. That's what I learned growing up in Lexington, where we don't check voter registration before taking care of our neighbors. We believe in hard work and service, just like the soldiers I served with overseas.
Cal Cunningham volunteered after 9/11, a lieutenant colonel in the Army Reserve who served 3 tours and took on corrupt government contractors. And Cal will take on the corruption in Washington that's been rigging the system for the drug and insurance companies. That's why Cal's not taking corporate PAC money, because he believes the top 1% don't need more favors. It's regular folks who need a voice. He'll be a senator on our side.
I'm Cal Cunningham, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Cal for NC.
This is Dr. Liz Robinson from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center of Greenville. Our practice offers a variety of orthopedic services, including arthroscopic surgery, sports medicine, total joint replacement, as well as general orthopedic care. We also provide on-site physical therapy and on-site MRIs at our office on W.H. Smith Boulevard in Greenville. For experience in professional medical care, call us at 757-2663 or visit us online at orthoeast.com. Orthopedics East, providing services to Eastern North Carolina and the Pirate Nation for more than 35 years. Go Pirates.
BMS Builders is your premier custom builder in Eastern North Carolina. With Blackwood and Mills Creek in Greenville, Dalton's Cove in Farmville, and Belmar in Ayden, these are just a few of the developments featuring BMS Builders homes. They can build the home of your dreams. Just ask Dr. Dennis Ross in Greenville or East Carolina football coach Mike Houston. They built their homes, and they can build yours as well. BMS Builders. Give them a call at 916-1578 for BMS Builders.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey Pirate Nation, Warren's Hot Dogs 2 locations are open for business in Greenville and Chocowinity. Both locations have drive-through windows, so stop by today for hot dogs, pizzas, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity, featuring homemade cheese, ham, and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's in Greenville across from Ron Ayers Motorsports and in Chocowinity next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some.
Register for Army ROTC to be a leader and an officer in the U.S. Army, Army Reserve, or Army National Guard. You could also be eligible for a full tuition scholarship. Lead the team that makes a difference. To learn more, contact Dale Anderson at 252-622-5346 or Anderson, DAL, at ECU.edu. Paid for by the United States Army.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is former ECU tight end Bryce Williams from my friends at the Auto Store Group. If you're in the market for a quality used vehicle, then the Auto Store Group is for you. The Auto Store Group has 3 locations and over 150 quality used vehicles to choose from for all budgets. Shop their entire inventory today at theautostoregroup.com. The Auto Store Group, your hometown store and Pirate owned and operated for over 38 years. Go Pirates!
Get your ice cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now here. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery.
Give me 2 mangoes.
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beer, beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hi, this is Brian Meador from East Carolina Athletics. You're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by First National Bank. With approximately 100 locations throughout the Carolinas, First National Bank is helping both individuals and businesses redefine convenience in banking. Visit us today at fnb-online.com. First National Bank, member FDIC. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. and is the best place to watch your favorite sports while enjoying the best wings in town. I also have sandwiches, appetizers, cold beer, and more. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, looking at the rest of the week here on Pirate Radio Live, coming up on Wednesday. We'll spend our Wednesday with Wager. Wager McGee will be in here breaking down all of the college football and NFL coming up for the weekend and for the week, because we have a football game tomorrow night in college football, and I think it'll be a pretty good one between Louisiana and Coastal Carolina, so we'll break all that action down. Got Kevin Monroe, former Pirate and now color analyst on the Pirates IMG Sports Network, joining us. Also the voice on Wednesday, Jeff Charles, will be here on the Fixed NC Live line. Bryce Williams, former ECU tight end, will be here in the Pirate Radio studios. Thursday, we'll talk to former J.H. Rose quarterback, now the director of operations for Navy football, up in Annapolis. Brian Blick will join us on the show. Looking forward to that. More Stephen Igoe. Tyler Feldman, for you folks that are Feldman fans or Feldman haters, he'll be here as well on Thursday. So got that. Plus Troy D. And for the first time this football season, touchdown Tony Collins will be on the show on Thursday. Got a lot of NFL and college football to talk about with Tony Collins. Friday, Tony Dunn, CarolinaCatChronicles.com will make all our NFL picks. Rick Smith and Wager McGee. Morgan Ehlers. Why did I say Wager McGee again? Morgan Ehlers will be here. And we'll open up the booty bag each and every day. Next Friday, I got something planned. We talked about it. I've got a host that's ready to come up with questions, Steve. I think since ECU's off next weekend, on next Friday, we're going to have our Saved by the Bell trivia contest.
Oh!
Myself, Shirley, there's a few more contestants that want to be involved, so Steve will be here and asking the questions. I'm seriously, Shirley, I'm going to wipe the floor with everyone.
Wow, he's calling the shot already.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't. Yeah, thank you, Atticus. I probably shouldn't even play. But, this is my specialty, and I'm going to be a part of it, but I'm just warning you.
Wow,
it's going to get ugly.
He's really,
It's going to get real ugly.
You got to...
you
got to set there, bud. You're going to call your shot like that.
What's your, what would be your spell? What's your all-time favorite show or band? New Kids on the Block, you would dominate in trivia
all
against
day.
Everybody.
All day.
Against me, against anyone, probably.
I can name that tune in half a note.
Step
Yeah,
But Saved by the Bell is my jam. That was like right in my era, my wheelhouse. I've seen every episode like 8 times.
Well, I guess if you go television shows, probably if I were to go back, it would probably have to be Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Okay.
Because that was my jam. That was my show.
Sarah Michelle
Gellar. Sarah Michelle Gellar, Allison Hannigan. Oh my gosh.
The dude.
David Boreanaz. I could never pronounce his last name. David Boreanaz. Yeah.
Chandler, what would be your trivia specialty? It could be TV, sports. Like, what would be your one category you could dominate anyone in?
Oh, I don't know. Probably like, I don't know. You put me on the spot there.
You don't have a show or
Full House? I was a big Full House.
No way.
Fan.
You're too young for that.
I love Full House.
I could beat you in Full House trivia.
You're on.
All right. There's for another bye week. We just got a new segment idea. All right, Shirley, let's wrap it up. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your birthday present with us.
Anytime, guys.
That's Mike Mullis.
Because there's no way I could have finished all of that by myself.
That would have been tough. And gluttonous, to be honest. Thank you for tuning in to today's program. We'll be back with you coming up 3 o'clock on Wednesday for another edition of Pirate Radio Live. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930.